So there's this topic about David Beckham kissing his 7-year-old daughter on the lips.
I don't even know why we were talking about this.
Why?
Because it's just ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
Like, I don't know why people are even annoyed about him kissing his own
That's
daughter.
why we talk about it.
I don't co-sign that at all.
You don't
co-sign what?
Kissing your child on the lips.
To you it's bad, to the next man is fine. And personally, I don't see a problem with it.
Wavey, you got a couple of chitlins. What do you feel on this?
Yeah, I really don't see a problem with it. If I don't necessarily go out my way to kiss my kids on the lips, but if they do, they do. It's not, for me, it's not that deep. But obviously, you got to remember when girls change at a certain age, so they start to change at say 10, 11. They become
9.
womanly. Yeah, younger. Like as a dad, you've got to be mindful that she's gonna be maybe a little bit conscious of herself, of her body. So I don't know. It's just. She's your baby.
But then she's the one that will make that decision, then, isn't it?
Exactly, that's the point.
It's a subjective matter.
For me, it's like
there's no wrong and right to it, you know?
Yeah, for me, it's like this. If this person wants to kiss his daughter in the mouth, if he wants to do that, that's his situation, innit? I might not do it for my daughter.
So if he wants to stick his penis inside a vagina...
You jumped out the window with that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to episode 101 of season 2 of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. Hashtag ESN pod on all your social medias, and you can find us at ESN podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and search for Eloquently Saying Nothing on Facebook. That is the intro for the podcast over. I hope you all are well. I am Stavros Boss. You can find me at Stavros Boss everywhere. And in the room with me tonight, I have Big Wahala.
At Big Wahala on Insta, Big Wahala on Twitter. What's good?
I have somebody who's probably not ready, Mr. Wolf.
Whoever is thankful for yesterday's kindness will be favoured with another. Attitude of gratitude makes for increase. What's going on? This is Mr. Wolf, Yoruba proverb. And you can catch me on Instagram, aka Mr. Wolf, and Twitter, aka _Mr. Wolf.
Wow, wonderful.
What's so wonderful about it?
Tight and concise.
Not so tight, but it's all good.
It's all good, bruv. And we also have Simple Simon.
Man gonna spoil it still. In this 3-dimensional existence that we inhabit, there are shapes that both females and males covet. Those who possess these shapes shall be excited and exceedingly rejoice, for they will be the envy of their peers. The shape in question is that of the hourglass, or its derivatives. This shape can be possessed by people from uptown and from downtown. But be sure that if you are in the presence of somebody who has this shape, you are bound to have a headache. That was an excerpt from a poem by the Right Honourable Simpleton. The original incantation is called Coca-Cola Bottle Shape, and it goes a little something like this. I just the Coca-Cola bottle shape I eat around the place. Broke out, y'all, you have the shape. Coca-Cola bottle shape I eat around the place. Skin out, cause you have the shape in the place. Uptown, y'all have the shape in the place. Downtown, y'all have the shape. Them have the shape and I give man a headache. Jesus.
I just want you to know that for years I thought you were just saying any random thing, and I never knew that was what it was.
Yeah, man.
You know what? I still want you to do what's his name? Pump still. You know
that can happen, bro.
Inflate her vagina. Inflates her vagina.
Hydrogen peroxide, 3%. You don't have to dilute it. Gargle that, brother. Maybe the frog will go.
What frog?
The frog.
My throat.
Yes.
Do I have it? I don't hear it.
You have it every week.
That's how it is, man.
You need it. Man. I use it.
That's my Jamaican side.
In the room with us this very night, we have special guests, 3 of them, 3 from our rival podcast, Who We Must Crush and Destroy. I said about all podcasts, and they are from the Not Everyday podcast. I'm going to go from my left to my right. We have Kim.
What's going on? I'm Kim. Follow me on Twitter at Who the Hell is Kim.
Cruddy
Kim.
Cruddy Kim, smiling. We have D.
Murderer. Why you do that?
God, he's dangerous.
Hello, D. Hello, D.
Hi, it's Diana from the Not Everyday Podcast. Follow us on the Not Everyday Podcast.
Yeah, but
Can you look into the microphone and talk?
you need to just listen to yourself. Listen to yourself.
I can hear myself though, clearly.
Started looking at it, and then when you spoke, you turned away to speak.
You know what? Yeah, this microphone is so close to my mouth. Yeah, it's a lot.
Let me wait. This
Dong in your
Oh my god.
It's the Jamaican side. I'm sorry.
D, you good?
I'm good. What's up?
What's
Happy
up?
to be here.
Wonderful. Thank you for coming.
Claustrophobic.
And we have Wavey.
Wavey. Host of the Not Everyday Podcast. Thank you for having us. Ladies, don't follow me. I'm married now. So follow the gang at Not Everyday Pod on Twitter.
Are you gonna freestyle your intro or what?
Nah, man.
Well,
With a metronome still.
ladies, you should only follow him really if you like those tight jeans.
We were going to talk about the jeans because not only is he wearing tight, he's wearing ripped jeans now.
Yeah.
Bro, we're not accepting
Ripped
this.
jeans,
He's young. Allow them to wear the ripped jeans.
Look, yeah.
Ripped jeans ain't
Distressed
too bad.
jeans. That's what they call them. Distressed, you know. Like they've got emotion. Man's taking the piss out here.
What are you having? Tight jeans or the jeans where they got the thick tracksuit bottoms underneath and they're sagging underneath the butts?
I prefer the criminal one, man. The sagging.
Hell no.
I'm not dealing with the tight ones, man.
Yeah, but you realise that they're tight as well, innit?
What?
The sagging ones.
Yeah, but they're now giving it to the level to give it some form of air, innit? I don't agree with tight jeans. I don't think it's acceptable.
I just don't get this whole saggy business. It's a complete and utter nonsense.
It's dead.
But they usually have the tracksuit bottom so they can tuck the thing inside there. innit?
You know
And then they wear
that
the jeans
is
on
an
top of it.
actual issue for their genitalia, innit?
Wait. Logistics, yeah? Is it difficult to put tight jeans on? I'm looking at Wavy. Sorry.
No.
You have to
See, the
powder
thing
your
is,
leg
yeah,
first.
See the particularly the jeans
Did your
I'm
man
wearing
say
now,
you have to
yeah.
powder your leg?
Man,
That's how women get into leggings sometimes, isn't it? They powder their leg or something to make it.
No,
soft.
I've never powdered my legs to get
imagine.
into anything.
How do you?
I know
I'm
your leg.
sorry.
I don't know about your leg.
No,
again.
but real question. I want to know the answer to it. Is it
See,
difficult?
the jeans that I'm wearing, yeah,
Stretch.
They're one, they're stretch. Two, I don't even know if that was a joke. But no, legit, they're stretch,
Yeah,
and
stretch.
they're tapered. So the bottom is a lot tighter than the top. You get me? So I got all the regular space up top. I'm free.
Why are you
Why don't you just correct it before you laugh at him?
There's nothing to correct.
Okay.
They are tapered.
Yeah, it's a tape it. That's what it means.
Okay, what are you laughing at him for then?
What's he wearing?
These 2018 man, they like to dress like women, innit?
2018.
Ambiguous.
Oh,
That's why Celine Dion made them clothes for these man here.
Wahala is taking too many shots, fam. You
Everybody's
need to
gonna get
fire
fired
back
today.
because
But what happens in a night tracksuit that we were rocking in college, fam? Like,
Yeah, that's right. You know what happens? It's like a circle, innit? You start off wearing your tracksuits, and then you go and you start wearing nice jeans, nice trousers, and whatever. And then when you get old, all you want to wear is tracksuits now. Like I want to go to weddings in tracksuits if I could get away with it. I don't want to wear anything else but tracksuits now.
I'm tracksuit mafia.
Yeah, I'm proper. I'm a goon now. I don't have a problem in saying so, boy.
See, I've reformed. I'm a reformed goon. I ain't a goon.
At some point, you'll get to you go back to
You
being
get me?
tracksuit again.
I like wearing suits. You get me?
You like
You
wear
like
suits
wearing suits.
I
still?
like wearing suits.
I can't wear a suit again, you know, bro.
Why not?
again
I
in
don't
life.
know. What? I don't know, man. Like I put
I'm
it
gonna
on.
wear a suit.
But every time you wear a suit, you look like you're going court, though. Still,
Fuck you now.
This is true. This
Is that the Jamaican in you?
yes, because the dreadlocks man in a suit. What else they do?
Fuck.
God.
The
Hey,
stereotype.
that's crazy.
They're going
Out
to
of the
court, innit?
park. Out of the park, baby.
Or they're,
Out of the park.
or they're committing the crime, about to go to court for later, innit?
Wow.
you know what? There's times when I'm
Man,
in,
rub me out.
there's times
Come
when you're
on.
in a workplace, and you know there's a couple of black people still, and you know that if you just played in the middle of them, all the Jamaicans would just jump up and start dancing, on the table.
Fuck you now.
They'll be jumping off
Bear
the canteen
grenades.
table.
jumping off the PCs until the woman then, boy. Anyway, let me know.
Fucking grenades.
All right, so not everyday pod.
Man, come
Yeah.
for me.
How are you guys? How did your podcast start and whatnot? Go on. Just a quick thing before we get into outing.
Wavy?
It was my idea, my concept, my baby. As I tried to make it our baby, but somehow I was, you're the captain. You gotta run the ship. So it is. I figured, let me hit up people that are charismatic, different to me. So yeah, I think I contacted Kim, Silent George, Diana. SJ brought in H. Bondi's the voice of the youth.
How many of you?
There's 7 of
They're
us.
like so solid
Ah,
group.
damn,
bro.
47.
7 of us still.
Yeah.
And
Maybe like
then we
Voltron.
added Juliana in season 2.
Damn,
Yeah.
you don't know.
Yeah, man.
you don't know.
Turned into
Alright.
a little family, man.
And
I do like the dynamic though.
yeah, because you're a family, innit?
I do like the dynamic.
Yeah, a lot of us are.
Because it does seem like you all don't have the same opinion about things. So it makes the conversation a lot better than if people are just having a conversation and you're all saying the same thing. So you do seem to have conflicting views, which I think is quite good. Especially Kim. Kim seems to always have a view that's very balanced and not necessarily the norm for with the people that she's necessarily around, which is what I quite like.
I think
Ah, thanks.
Kim is my spirit animal.
I'm surprised you would say that
It's
to
calling
me.
you a beast though. Don't have that.
No, Kim is somebody. Whenever I listen to you, I feel I just want to I want to be involved in that conversation when Kim's talking. I love the way your brain thinks. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
See, nice to eat.
Bring some of that
Yeah.
on here, please.
make up different story, but but I love the way your brain works.
You are the second unicorn I've met in my life.
You are the
What is even a unicorn?
in my life.
What-
Uniqueness.
Yeah. How did we describe the unicorn?
So a unicorn is somebody that's not necessarily what the norm is. So, everyone could be horses, but you're a unicorn because you've got that horn on your head.
My man just changed the whole thing.
That's what it is, isn't it?
Unicorns don't try
Who's
to
the other
be
unicorn,
either,
bro?
do they?
Like, have you been to Glastonbury before?
No, but I would.
Yeah. See, that's
Or
unicorn.
how are you doing Glastonbury now? Are you doing
No, I would
Glastonbury or are you
actually-
doing Glastonbury?
No, I would actually like to do the full-on experience.
So you won't
Would
bath?
you bath?
I mean, I would find a way to get clean, but whether I'd have a full bath, who knows?
This is why your bride price is dropping. You can't be telling people you're not
Bride
gonna
price.
full bath
Don't
outside.
listen. Let's not do that.
You have to be. You have
can't-
to having full bath every day.
You can't put
Even
a
if
price
it's-
on my head, my
Even if
friends.
it's bucket bath, you have to have a bath.
What do you think about dowry, ladies?
I'm not into it at all.
D,
It works for some people, innit?
what do you think about dowry?
Me,
Yes.
personally, no, I'm not in it.
Why?
Why? I never made my husband pay dowry, so.
Okay.
How can you put a price on someone?
It's not really a price, is it?
It is, though, isn't it? I mean,
it used to be.
cows.
It's more traditional, isn't it?
in my mum's culture, it's cows.
Cows are expensive though. That's big money.
But it's still putting a price. It's
It's not-
like you can have my daughter's hand for
5 bovine.
200 cows.
But it's just to show that you can provide.
No, I'm not into it, man.
You
I'm not a
get the premise.
traditionalist in any way. I'm not. I don't
Do you-
like
do
that.
you understand the
A little
concept?
bit, you are. Come on,
Not
surely.
really.
You respect your elders.
Yeah, but that's not. Is
that
that
a-
really tradition, or is that just
Courtesy and good
Well,
manners.
you go to some cultures, it's not their tradition to do it. It's tradition in your culture.
What culture's that?
The white culture.
Are they-
No, I'd
It's
say
the
it's
truth.
culture to be respectful to your elders.
I
not
don't.
tradition.
I don't believe that's really facts. I know white people are very respectful to their parents.
Do
and
they
their
have old
elders.
people's homes in Uganda?
No, not
No, they stay at
necessarily.
home.
Exactly. They have old people home in every white society you're in. So it's obvious they have no respect for their elders.
No, that's not right.
That logic is
They do. They want to block them away. and put
Or
them
you could
away the key.
you could
They
say
can't
they're
even-
lazy, and because they're lazy or they don't feel that's part of their responsibility at a certain age, the respect is I put you somewhere where somebody else can look after you because I'm too lazy or it's not my job to do it.
Well, I'm
anymore.
too busy.
It's a circle of life, though.
Maybe they're not capable.
Nah, they are.
Nah,
Of
they
course
are.
they're capable.
It's a circle of life, innit?
Nah, not everyone.
If you could afford to put them in an old folks home, you could probably afford to put them in your home.
No, it's not about affordability. It's about whether they want to do it or not.
That's the thing, innit?
And sometimes whether they have the time to do it.
These lot are out here sending their parents to these old people's homes and these care homes and stuff, and they know that people get abused in these places, and they're paying
Savile
for
and
them
all
to get abused. So maybe it's something to do with childhood. I don't know.
You say
Either
that,
way,
but
it's no respect.
We
Depends.
send our children to nurseries, and we know that children get abused in nurseries.
Yeah, it's
We've
true.
seen some of them undercover footage.
It's true.
I think it's wrong that you
It's
do that
true.
too.
It's true.
What to send your child to nursery?
I think so. I would say that it was better if you could find a family member and you use the family member as the person.
At least the
That
family
can
member.
also be
No.
dodgy.
Yeah, at least the family member is abusing your child and not some stranger.
That's the one.
Nah.
That's wild.
not the
It's
one.
wild, isn't it?
Why can't you trust your family member?
No, it's not like you can't trust your family member.
I just say any random family member.
Of
You
course.
should allocate a family member that
But you-
everyone can trust.
You don't know who you can trust until
I
you realize you can't trust them. If that makes sense.
But then that means you wouldn't have them in your home in the first place. That means you wouldn't have.
No, you have to understand what I'm saying here. Like, I'm saying you can give your child to members of your family to look after, but you don't realize that you shouldn't trust them until you realize that you shouldn't trust them.
Until
that makes
they do
sense.
something fucked up.
Yeah, but you
Until
should know
your
them by that now.
26-year-old daughter tells you 10 years ago or
This
20 years
happened.
ago, uncle used to
I
do
ain't giving
this.
it to no uncles.
Yeah, that's why.
So
So
the girl has to
Why?
go to an auntie.
Huh?
Why not?
Because the uncles don't even look after themselves.
I got a mad system. No, I got a mad system going. So my daughter goes to one of my aunt's house, but my aunt lives with her sister and my grandma. So if any one of them fucks up, they're all three of them fucked up as far as I'm concerned. And the village can deal with the entire thing. So that's my safety mechanism, if you like. But there's certain people that I wouldn't leave my child with.
Can I just say that D is rocking the Legion of Doom
For real.
jumper today?
What a rush.
I'm feeling it. You know who Legion of Doom?
Oh,
is?
yeah.
I'm feeling it. That's
Legion of Doom.
I'm feeling it. Yeah, because I used to have the spikes on the shoulders, innit? That's when you know she's come for war. Even she put her hair up, everything.
You lot are old, man.
Out here looking raw. I can just say that randomly. And you know, I'm accepting it anyway.
Kim, did you understand? Did you get that?
I don't know what Legion of Doom is.
Never heard of that.
It's wrestling, man.
Do you know
It
it?
is, yeah, I do.
Yeah, 'cause-
I'm older than all of them. Isn't
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on.
You look younger than all of them, though.
But I'm
she
the
does.
oldest in that pod.
Okay.
You
Sorry?
were very young.
That's why she's the most dangerous.
Hang on.
Black
So
don't crack.
let me ask this question. 80s.
Yeah.
And these lot are what? 80s, 90s?
I'm
Late
80.
80s, isn't it?
I just
Late
turned
80s.
30.
Oh, scene. Okay. All right.
You're not
That's
young
not
again,
bad.
man. You're just youngish.
You should,
Yeah.
by rats, you should know Legion of Doom then.
I don't know Legion of
You
Doom.
would have been the victim of the wrestling moves.
Nah, I wasn't the victim of
No,
that.
we didn't really watch wrestling.
I'm
back
and,
home,
and I'm the
so
baby. You
that's,
couldn't be body slamming me and all those.
No,
That is the one.
that's who gets
That's who
body
you- that's who
slammed.
you pick.
Nah, she
Because
was
they're easy to
spot
pick up,
rotten.
innit? You know, easy to fling around and all that.
She would have G'd us up. Okay. No way.
Straight snitching at it.
Yeah, she would have.
Tekashi and all that.
No way.
All right, talking about fighting. I know we got a couple of. I'm not a boxing fan, but I know we got a couple. You like MMA boxing, don't you?
No, I like boxing. I'm not really big into MMA.
Okay.
I'll watch it, but I'm not big into it. But I enjoy boxing.
And Wavey, you're a boxing fan, ain't it?
Yeah, man. Box for 10 years. I love boxing.
Oh, for
It's
real?
my favourite
Okay, that's
sport.
wicked.
So
Yeah, man.
did you both watch the fight last night?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I watched it.
Well, this morning.
Like this morning.
Oh, this morning. Sorry. So what did you think? I've got a question based on that, but let's you guys discuss the fight before you go into it. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Well, those guys or
Everybody, whoever watched the fight, talk about it, man.
I think they went how I thought it was gonna go, but I everybody kept on asking me who did I think was gonna win, and I said Wilder would win, but Fury should win. And I think if this was his fifth or sixth fight, Fury would have beat him. Wait, I think he beat him anyway, regardless.
Yeah, I totally agree. Fury won on points.
Yeah, but the knockdowns do. The thing is, Fury won on points, but I still think knockdowns should mean something.
They do to a certain degree, but even with those two knockdowns, Fury still won.
Yeah, he won, and not only did he win,
Win.
not only did he win, he kind of embarrassed Wilder a little bit
course
of
he
how
did.
bad
Yeah.
his boxing is. But
Definitely.
people know that his boxing was
But
terrible.
people
from
knew
then.
that. People knew that. Like Wilder, he's a terrible boxer.
So bad.
Like he swings. He's like I call him the windmill, innit?
Well, that's
Like
what that's what it is.
his boxing style is. But don't get me wrong, his right hand is a lethal weapon. If he
It
catches
is.
you,
But it has
it's
to
night
catch
night.
you.
but the thing is it kind of just puts the sport in a really bad light, man, because it seemed like Don King was back in the house again, innit?
Yeah.
You know, it was a blatant fix in
Yeah.
some way to try and to generate more money in it, whether it's a rematch or whether for him to keep the belt to fight Anthony Joshua. I don't know. He lost that fight.
But you don't want a crackhead to come back to the fight 2 fights over and be able to beat the champion.
Whatever
So
the
that's
case
bad
may
for the
be,
sport as
man.
well.
Nah, man. It's a sport, innit? You win, you lose. As simple as that, man. It's
But we all
it's
knew
a
that would
mockery to
happen.
sport anyway.
Hang on, you casting aspersions on Fury, saying that he's a crackhead.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, it was
Is
a
this
crackhead.
confirmed?
He's not anymore.
It wasn't
Not
crack.
anymore.
It wasn't crack. It was
I don't think
cocaine.
it was-
Sorry.
There you go. Let's be.
But what I will say is that he had
matters.
It's the same drug.
some Holy Spirit coming to him, you know,
Who? Fury?
because he was knocked out.
Oi,
And
that
he was-
get up.
No.
Sparked,
he is
and the
Irish.
way, listen, the way that I've never seen anybody come back.
He's Irish, bro.
But still,
An
I've
Irish
watched boxing
gypsy.
from when I was 6 years old, and I've never seen anybody
Bruv.
come back.
Do
From
you like
that.
dogs? They like
He
dogs.
came back from the dead.
When he got
Yeah.
knocked down,
It's like the
he
Undertaker.
heard one Irish hymn in his ear.
Danny boy.
And that's what got him up there.
Have you ever seen Snatch?
Hypes,
Yeah.
hypes.
It was like that.
Same thing, innit?
Yeah. Or he smelled Guinness somewhere, and that just made him just fly up. Because I don't think he was that down anyway.
Man, the way how he knocked his head back and he was out,
Yeah.
sparked out.
Yeah,
He was out for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I believe that.
For about 2
He
seconds,
came up
and
like
then
a man possessed. It was like,
Undertaker
nope.
business, isn't it?
yeah, and then he started to do the shuffle. When the man said, "Come walk over," it was like, yeah.
He's just one. Them Irish are different.
It might have been a cold.
The ref did start the count a little
bit late. Nobody's
a little
really
bit.
touched on
Yeah,
that.
they have, and
Yeah.
Wilder complained saying that he started late.
Really?
But
You see Wilder do the little dance because he thought
he feel
that.
what?
Yeah.
You see his missus going
Yeah.
wild in the back.
I love you.
Tell her
I
to sit
love
down
you.
there. The man just said, sit down there. But the thing that made me laugh is seeing Fury just made me feel like I could go and box tomorrow.
Come, bruv. We've already told you, man.
Because as
Come,
far as I'm
come.
concerned, I look like I was in the same shape as him.
No,
He's
come
shaped
on.
like
You
an
lot
uncle.
don't put down Fury.
He
Fury's-
shaped like an uncle.
Bro.
He had 2
You're
breasts.
wild.
Mr. Wolf, you box.
He was a 2
I done Thai boxing for about 2 years.
Okay, take Wahala down with you. I can assure you.
I'll take you
One of our boys,
One round.
Yoms,
right now, bro.
big up Yoms. He's a Thai boxer as well, and there will be a time when we will put him through his
You've
paces.
done boxing.
I do heavy bag. So I got heavy bag in my house.
Okay.
Yeah, but
And
but there's a big difference.
Yeah, and I do heavy bags in the gym. Yeah, there's a big
The
difference.
heavy bag don't hit you back.
There's a difference. Somebody hit
It's
you
not
back.
even that, man. It's the warm up. It's the warm up. You do a little warm up and then see if you want to do anything.
You
extra.
know, when you go to box, you want to do the warm up before you box, would you? You just box.
No.
Nah,
Just
you
the
gotta
training.
warm
The training, innit?
I'm talking about the actual fight.
A boxing
I'm not gonna
warm-
run around the ring, am I?
No, but the boxing warm up is not no normal thing, though, is it?
Them not the dash the thing at your stomach.
not.
I call it this palaver.
It's not no normal thing.
Listen, I'm
though.
my uncle anyway. I can win fights by default.
All right.
Mad.
I just want to play a clip. This was a press conference thing, something before the fight. This is Wilder.
Yes.
So there's Wilder's Deontay Wilder, who's black,
The Browns bomber.
and Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury.
He's a
white.
gypsy.
I don't know who you're talking about. Hey,
So
He's a gypsy.
I don't know these
the
people. I
Gypsy
don't know.
King. He's
He's broken all stereotypes because his name's Tyson Fury and he's the whitest of white men.
Yeah, he does look like he should be a black in it, really.
Tyson Fury does sound like a black person, doesn't it?
But he's named after Mike Tyson, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, his dad named him after Mike Tyson.
All right, so let me play this clip by Wilder.
You said that your people have been fighting for 400 years.
Man, your
We
peoples
know-
too.
So I just want you to explain
Your
what you
peoples
mean
too.
by that.
You know what I'm talking about. Y'all all know what I'm talking about, man. Don't sit up here and try to bait and not know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what the fuck I talk about when I say these things. Your people too.
Explain it.
I ain't
Not
gotta
everybody knows
explain
what you're
what's
talking about.
understood. Radio Raheem, I don't have to explain what's understood, man. You know what I mean by that. You know what I say by that. I ain't got to go further. And if anybody don't understand that, then God be with them. Go look up the history. Go look up the history. Shit, don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about.
me laugh though.
Why do you stop it?
What is it?
The bit at the end is the best bit of the whole thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what I dare you to sit up there and say, explain. You know what I'm talking about, man. He's fighting people. You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day. To this day.
Emotional.
He got emotional, and I think rightly so. I think the guy. It was. Would I say it was a slip of a tongue? In fact, sorry, you got a question to ask. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that was a black. What do you call it? News reporter asking a question.
Self-proclaimed, Radio Raheem.
And
Idiot.
Is that what he calls himself?
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
asking that type of question.
exactly.
To this day.
Okay, let me. We got a question that was sent in to us, and also I'm gonna have to find a number for you to send in WhatsApp questions. If you want to send an audio question, you can email us at esnpodcast@gmail.com.
Plug.
And we will play it on the show, and it sounds like this.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my uncles. This is Auntie Funke speaking, also known as Senti. I hope you guys are well. I've got a question for you guys. So a clip went viral this week with the boxer Deontay Wilder having a go at a black journalist for asking him, your people have been fighting for 400 years. What do you mean by that? Deontay Wilder responded back to the journalist and said, those are your people too. Basically referring to the fact that black people have been struggling since slavery up until today. So my question is, do you feel like some black people dismiss other black people in certain settings, like corporate settings, when it comes to speaking about the black struggle? It could even be normal settings as well, with people from different backgrounds? Do you feel like when certain black people voice their opinion about the black struggle, other black people almost act like they don't identify with with what the person is saying, so they don't come across problematic?
To this day.
This day.
Thank you, Antifunke, aka Sinti. So, who wants to jump into that and talk about that first?
I love the way how she went from the African accent into the English accent. Yes.
English not even her first language.
To this day.
You can hear that. That wasn't shade. That wasn't shade. I'm just saying you can hear that.
Okay.
It got mighty dark in here, though.
Anyway, definitely, I agree. I do think that some black people distance themselves from the struggle. Some don't relate to that struggle, and some refuse to actually acknowledge the struggle. So there's different things going on with whoever you're dealing with. But I've definitely had that conversation with people, and I relate to the struggle. I know it exists. But I've had conversations with people who don't. For some, it's because they want to be seen as elite in a way, like at work or whatever setting they're in. They want to be set apart. They don't want no. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to be. They want to be related to the black riffraff. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm going to put it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, They don't.
Oh.
Want to be.
So they moved from South London, you say?
You're crazy.
Don't mind him. They'll jealous of it.
Get your South London jokes out.
We need to talk about the Morleys as well, by the way.
Question though, I got a question for you with regard to what you said to that. Have you made any observations about their social economic status? Has it been a situation where the people that are trying to
are doing better?
Yeah, has it been like that, or have you had actual riffraff that don't want to be associated with riffraff?
I have seen people doing better because of the circles that they tend to move in. You always do that.
It was mad.
Yeah, I have seen people doing better. If you move with people that are doing well and they bring you in on things, you're going to start doing well. That's how I see it. So yeah, I have seen that before.
But are those the people that don't want to have or don't acknowledge the struggle?
There's those, but the majority of people I'm talking about are on the same level as me in life.
Right. Okay.
You know, for me, sorry, have you finished?
Yeah.
There are some black people that are just black by default. They are not proud to be black. There's some black people who are not proud at all, and if they were put in the back room with my man from the Matrix, take this red pill to turn into a white man, take this blue pill to stay as you are, a lot of them will take the pill to go and be white.
A lot of the hood people take the white pill too.
Sorry?
A lot of people from the hood will take the white pill too.
Maybe. I've got this saying.
To this day.
I got this saying, yeah? And it goes a little something like this. It says, if you want to see a black person's true colours, start talking about racism in front of a white person and watch the coon come out of them.
And that's true, you know.
Wow, just assume the coon is coming.
Nah, man, it usually comes, you know.
I see a little coon in your eye.
Nah,
it's true. Wow. Just like what Kim says, you start talking about the struggle in front of them.
Okay, give me an example, because I don't recall experiencing this. If the type of person that doesn't want to talk about it is just the type of person that doesn't want to talk about it, it's not the type of person that behind closed doors they'll be like have this conversation, and then when another person is there, they'll be like, oh, you know, I have no opinion, or I don't want to. And then later on, it's like, bruv, man, don't talk in front of the master. Don't talk in front of the master, man.
Master gonna take our food.
Keep that to the shed, not the big house. So I don't know that. So you give me an example of what you could say, and then all of a sudden, what changes?
I think it depends. Well, the environment that you're in and the person that you're conversing with.
Yeah, but what would they do?
If you know the person, what do you mean? What would they do? They
exactly what you just said.
They would do something like that. They would give you the look. You will feel the vibe.
Okay.
Yeah. And then have you experienced
a bit something like this? So let's say something like, okay, you know what? As a black person, we get stopped by the police quite a lot. Do you really? Yeah, man. All the time, black people get stopped by police.
I've never been stopped before.
I don't really think that black people get stopped. And most times when they do get stopped, it's because they've been doing something. Blah 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 blah. And they're looking at it. What? Last week you told me you got stopped by boy them just last week. Yeah, but that was different.
I was being silly.
You know what I mean? Those type of things there. But it's interesting what you're saying, because I don't have in my immediate office, where I work, people are everywhere. They're not all in the office at the time, but we do have black people that work for us. But in the office itself,
Hallelujah,
I'm like the one black person in the office.
One black person.
That's actually in the office that stays there.
Token.
One blood. But anyway, but there are other blacks in the company. So sometimes when the blacks are around, it's nice to see them around. And you get to have that conversation as the
you
blacks.
give them the nod, yeah.
Yeah, of course, man. We have
Darkies unite. I remember white people know that black people have the nut.
Of course they do. They must know.
they know.
I remember at the Christmas party we was talking. We sat down with. They actually don't actually. Maybe not. We was at the Christmas party talking, and then when I wanted to leave, everyone else didn't understand why. The black people automatically knew why I wanted to leave. I was like, because I said to them, "Why do you want to leave?" I said, "Because this was already started saying this," and you go, "You know what? It always happens." Because they know when you're the black person, as soon as they get a little bit of drink in them, they start chatting. They start saying the thing they've been wanting to talk to you about for years. Like I think the one they started asking me was about Rasta Christmas, telling me about Lenny Henry and I should be Rasta Christmas. So I looked at this man. Anyway, but
Like, bruv, let's go to the toilet.
Yeah.
I want to see the penis. Come on, is it bigger than? Is it bigger than?
yeah, that's what they want to say. They want to say all sorts of things. But there was one time that we were sitting in the office one time, and
Just let me say it.
One of the black guys. He's obviously black, but he's not one of the
Hold
black.
on, did you say he's obviously black, but he's not?
No, I didn't finish the conversation yet. But he's not. He's not a loud black.
So he bleaches, but
He's not loud black. He's very calm, collective type. He's not African black.
He's not stereotypical.
So he's Ghanaian.
He's not.
Wow.
Ghanaian, but he speaks English.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so them ones there, yeah.
Wow.
So he's very calm, right? And you hear he say things, but one time me and he was sitting down and we was talking in front of the whites, innit? And we was talking about the police.
Talking in front of the whites.
And I must have been saying, yeah, man, police, disturb us all the time and blah, blah, blah. And you know when sometimes you want to be able to... I don't know this one that well. I don't know if I ask him the question, is he going to do what Mr. Wolf says or is he going to keep it 100% real? This brother did me proud, man. I said to him, brother, when they stop you all the time? He goes, yeah, I get stopped all the time. And I said, yes! In my head, I was like, yes. He did Cooning.
Is that it?
He did, bruv.
Just to say,
Bury them with Cooning. Bury them will tell you, I don't get stopped.
But
you don't work in a situation. I don't think where you work, you have that situation because of the numbers of ethnics that are around you. But when you're the tokens, some people like to pretend like they're not who they are.
You know what? Outside of a bit of work experience I did when I was in school, I've never worked in a place that hasn't had a healthy
amount of black folks.
And so when I was working in Stratford, I was a few blacks amongst a bunch of Asians. The whites were the minority. Where I am now, it's just everyone. It's just free for all. And I worked with you somewhere where it was majority black. There were no whites. The whites were the token there.
There was one.
Yeah, Sean. Big up Sean. Yeah, so that kind of thing. So I'm not actually used to working in situations like what you're saying. Yeah, I've never even thought about it before.
These are the type of things that you have to think about.
Okay,
you
maybe
have to
that's
think
right.
of
Maybe that's right.
if they're your enemy, if they're your ops, or they're your ally.
Wow.
Because some of them will pretend like they don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So they can jump on the ladder above you.
Is it that deep?
What if their experience is different to yours, though?
Nah, sorry. You're going to experience the same
The
thing.
experience can be different, yeah. Like you can say you've never been stopped by police, and I can believe you, yeah. But then if you're gonna tell me that you don't know anybody that's never been stopped by police,
Or you don't acknowledge it as...
come
That's
on, brother.
it.
fact.
As a
That's
thing.
it.
Come on, brother. You lied to me, innit?
People that don't acknowledge it, I don't rate. That's ridiculous. It's
But
like, are you having me on?
Thing's it's a bit. With it, I feel like people are being. Wake up, D. You're. What's the word I'm looking for? We're quick to call people coons nowadays.
Bruv, I'll put it to you like this. There's an ACS at my workplace, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's not an official one, it's an unofficial one. We just...
I was thinking ACS at work.
underground road business, like that. Like,
Love it.
For those that don't know, African Caribbean Society.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that after because what would you do if they had a British society in this
oh,
situation?
come on.
Why not?
We live in the British society. It is what it is.
Listen, they might want to just segment themselves and do their own thing.
That's calm.
And have their own fish and chips and
If they
pint
can find
by
their
themselves.
culture, they should do that. Do you know what I mean?
We've got an unofficial one at work, Steph.
Okay, we'll discuss that after simple.
So yeah, we got the unofficial ACS, and it's there are 5 eligible members, but there are only 4 that actually turn up. Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone knows the 5th one.
Yeah.
Everyone has spoken to the 5th one at some point.
Yeah.
But for some strange reason, the 5th one does not join the lunch queue. Yeah.
Is it a bray or
It's a bray.
Come, brother.
And so yeah, we at the lunch queue. We sit down together. We discuss whatever we're discussing. The debates get into however the debates are.
Did he vote to leave?
He didn't vote to leave. he didn't Brexit. He didn't even turn up. That's the thing. And he knows that the thing is going down. Do you know what I'm saying to you? He knows the thing is going
He
down.
has his right to stay away from you.
No,
Blacks.
he has his right to stay away from us blacks. But the problem is,
He wants to move up in the world.
but he's moving like he can't see. Like he won't disrespect you and not say hello to you in the corridor. But there is gonna be no time where you lot are together. Do you know what I'm saying?
Does he have to
Congregated.
Do you have to do that though? I don't think you have to do
I'm saying this, yeah. I'm not saying that you have to do it, but you see, if you're swimming in an ocean full of sharks and there's a school of fish that kind of
your breed.
Strength in numbers.
Strength in numbers, my G.
No, but it would be smarter for you to move with the sharks.
Nah.
So when they eat you, they don't eat you.
He's trying to be a shark.
He's trying to be a shark. That's what's happening.
Is he a
And
coon shark?
I can see what's going on, but he kind of like doesn't realize that I've been in that water for a longer time.
Yeah, but your hair is of a dreadlock nature.
What does that mean?
So he automatically assumes that you're going to be the enemy against him.
But I ain't got time for all of that. But anyway, yeah, it's a crazy phenomenon to see. It's a crazy phenomenon to see, and because we can't get the fifth vote for anything,
With a draw, yeah.
votes.
He didn't
No developments.
One day he might have surprised you though.
pass any
One
document.
day they'll call him one day he'll go to lunch with them man and they'll call him the N-word by accident, and suddenly you see him come with his tray of he'll stop eating greenery and you start seeing him putting meat on his plate.
You know what? You know what make you laugh? We'll always go to him. They called you the N-word, innit?
Yeah, he'll be like,
And
yeah.
they'll be like,
Yeah.
All right. So
You live and you learn.
me and Wavey work together, and apparently
Wavy and I.
Wavey and I work together, and apparently there's an ACS that I don't know nothing about. So explain it to me, bro.
So obviously we
You know,
work
you know,
in
let
two
in.
different buildings, yeah?
Yeah.
But same place. When you come to my building, downstairs, that is the unofficial office of the
ACS.
African
they
Caribbean
put you in a dungeon,
Association. And upstairs, that's the British. So, and we don't mix. We don't mix. You come down, you come into mine, it's Africa.
This is all getting edited, but
And upstairs, it is Scandinavia. Legit. Like we do. Like, and when some of us with the British accent, like me, I was born here. You can mix and blend, but I know my place. I stay with the uncle.
Hey, that's this. Tell you straight. This is what I'm upstairs for.
So hang on a
That's
minute.
this, mate.
okay. So when I'm upstairs,
Why do you invite staff?
Huh?
Why haven't you invited staff?
Now we work in two different buildings. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He doesn't really like to come to my building.
Okay.
yeah, your building's got too many ethnics in it.
Oh,
But that was the actual video or the clip that they played. That guy's dumb.
very.
The way he was going like, what do you mean? If he was a boxer, I would have slapped him.
No, I put it to Cinti because I discussed it because they sent it to me first without the actual. They just sent me the clip. I say discuss it, and I was like, what are we meant to discuss? And then she said basically what she clipped. I said, oh, okay, I never would have got it, but because as far as I'm concerned, if I put my journalist hat on when I'm talking to somebody about something, I don't just assume that everybody knows. Even if I know, my actual job is to ask you
but
questions.
the way that he
I
asked
know,
it-
my actual job is to ask you
But
questions.
the way that he asked it was
can I
wrong.
finish? So I didn't think there was anything wrong with what he said or the way he said it. If I'm a controversial type of journalist, I want to provoke you. And even if I'm just a straight down, up and down, black and white journalist, you must explain what you're saying. You don't just give me the ambience. You must give me the specific of what smell is this?
I
What
get
scent
what
are you
you're
using?
saying, but you would say something like, I understand you, but but just for the viewers, what do you mean?
You wouldn't
but
do
he
that.
said
You wouldn't do that as a journalist.
He said
You wouldn't do that as a journalist.
he said I don't know what you're talking about. Like he actually go like to say he did not know what you're talking. I didn't know what you're talking
You're
about.
meant to coach.
He was trying to draw
That's
him
what
Yeah,
you
but
do.
no, but he wasn't, and that's why he was saying you're trying to. That's what he said to him. You're trying to go like you don't know what I'm talking. We know what I'm talking about to this day.
To this day, that's my
You know what I'm talking about. Why are you trying to go like I know what I'm talking about?
Can you
Man
tell me-
says 400 years ago. If the guarantee if a Jew man said to him, I don't know, whatever years ago when they did what they did to us,
1946.
they're not gonna say to him, what do you mean?
To this day.
They're not gonna say that. They're not
do you
gonna say,
think,
what do you
D?
mean? Are they?
To this day.
What does D think? What does D think?
Pardon?
I got some smelling salts in the.
I'm not asleep. I'm honestly just listening to what you lot are saying.
Okay.
To this day.
Oh God.
Why are you looking at me when you're talking? How do you feel about this? Do you have that situation where you work?
Yeah, I have that a lot with one of my managers. Like she's she's one of us, but she tries to be one of them. And she's just like that. I know that's what she's like. If you try, I do it now just for fun, just to wind her up. So when she comes downstairs, I say, "Oh, so what are you having for dinner?" And I know
You know, she's gonna come out with some
just to wind her up.
Quinoa.
Hey, she come out with some
Sorry,
mad
Kim.
stuff. So I said to her, "So aren't you not having rice and peas on Sunday?" Because I know that's your thing.
That's what you
She's
eat,
like,
innit?
"You did. That's your people." She's like, "Oh no, we don't have that in our house." But she'll say that when other people are around. But then when it's just me and her, she'll talk about, "Yeah, my mum came and she made some ackee and
you see
saltfish,"
it
and
there?
you're like, "Ooh, okay."
Yourself.
But,
So
in
is that
front,
coon?
but in front of the whites.
Yeah, she's a coon though. She's
Yeah.
a full-on coon.
That's coon movements, man. Straight
Yeah,
up.
she's straight.
That's not
coon.
Q movement. That's securing the bag. That's
So-
what it is.
But she's secured the bag though.
There's Stacey
has.
Dashes, Raven Simone's,
Kanye West.
Kanye West. There's a lot of them out
got
there.
them.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
We can't
Kanye
save
coon?
everybody.
You
What?
can't.
Did you ask me if Kanye West is a coon? Wavy, you need to stop wearing them jeans.
They might be Kanye West.
Can I ask you girls a question, please?
Yeah.
Or ladies, or women, because I don't know what you lot are upset about.
They're
these days.
females, and that's
Are
what you
you-
must address
yeah.
them as. Females.
Women.
Women.
Right?
I don't
Do you
know
find
now.
the same thing with women as well? Because
I was about
see
to ask, it
I
might
see it
have
a
been a
lot.
woman thing.
Like women like to pretend they don't understand the situations that women get into in the workplace because they want to be seen as not that woman.
Of course. It happens all the time.
Yeah, that one I think I can imagine that one much more.
And I've noticed
There are some black women that don't want to be seen as the angry black woman. So she goes out of her way to be overly nice and overly sweet, and you know what I mean? And then you'll have someone like me protesting and she'll just be in the corner. Like you get that.
what I tend to see as well a lot is women don't tend to get along with other women managers because it seems like the women tend to be worse to the
Women
female
managers
employees.
are mad.
Yeah.
Like women policemen
Totally
or police
agree.
officers.
Now I want you to say that again as a quotation. Please say it one more
I
time.
want to put an echo on that.
They are mad.
They're mad. They're mad. I every manager that I've had that's a woman has been mad on a power trip, out of order.
It's like people say that men when they see another man like pissed in their corner and leave their scent, so people like that's mine, don't go near it. But I tend to see in the workplace women are a lot worse at that than men are. You know,
Territorial.
If another woman comes into that space, they're not having it. They'll go out of their way to either they can pretend to be friendly and then find what things they don't like about them and then start talking about them behind their backs. to the man then.
Assassination.
Yeah, assassination attempts or whatever. Or if they're the manager type level, it's just like they just hate them. I don't understand it. It's like they're looking at that you're going to take my spot because
competition.
only woman's allowed this one spot in this place. So you're coming to take my one spot.
It could be the case.
But that's how women have been set up. Like,
They've got a lot more to
Though,
deal
isn't
with
it?
though.
No, it's the truth.
In
though.
what way?
They've got a lot more to
The
deal
structure of a company says that only a certain number of women can get through, so that it automatically creates Hunger Games. It's
Yep.
straight away.
But-
Yeah, but if you work together, it will be easier for you to now break that. Don't you?
not really, because
And if
only
you-
one of you's going through.
Yeah, but some of
They
these
say that
women,
about the blacks
some
as
of these
well.
women are the ones that make decisions, though.
yeah, but
yeah,
then,
but they're the ones who also they make the decisions, but they don't want their spot taken. So
but if
now
you're the
if
one
they
that makes the
open
spot,
it
though,
up,
There's still
no,
somebody
no,
on
no,
top
no.
of you, innit?
Yeah,
Not
if they open
No,
it up,
they're
a lot
hard.
of the time the people on top of that woman in power is a man. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but there's times that the women are at the level where they are making the decisions.
Yeah, but there's somebody above them.
Yeah, that'll only be the
They're
owner.
Okay,
Doesn't
so
matter.
if the woman makes a decision now to open it up and let other women in, haven't you made it a bigger margin now for another woman to come and take your spot?
Potentially, but a man will come and easily do the same thing.
No, because I think majority of companies, you have to have a certain ratio, don't you, of men?
Yeah,
and
but
women,
if it's we're talking about top spots now, most women are not on the top spot, are they? It's usually men that they give the top spots, even
Exactly,
even the
so-
ones that are not qualified.
I mean, that's starting
Over
to
women.
it's starting to change.
a little
it's
bit,
starting to change,
yeah,
but
it is
again,
now.
that's more because of the climate. After that climate goes down, because let's be honest, I think that this woman empowerment movement, this Me Too stuff, I think it's only here for a period. And no, it is. It's literally, you're laughing, but it's true. It's only going to be here for a period, and
the bars. Did you
eventually.
hear the bars? This women stuff. This is only going to be here for a
I
period.
said women
pun
empowerment.
intended.
I
No
said-
pun intended. You know what?
I didn't think about it. That's not what I meant.
7 days.
But it's only going to be here for a short period of time, and then I think eventually it's then going to go back to what it was beforehand. People are just trying to find
status
ways.
quo
Yeah,
will
people
find
are
its
just
way
trying to find
back.
ways
Wrong.
to pretend like they're outraged.
Do you know what? I think there are some conversations that this has started amongst women. Like I was talking earlier today. Women, we will talk to each other about everything, like the gory stuff, periods, this, that, and the third. But at work, we won't support each other.
Nope.
How much do you make? How did you get that role that you got into? Who did you speak to? We don't have these conversations with each other. But this like Me Too thing has.
I don't think men do that either, though.
Yes, they do.
I think men do that.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Another thing that men will do as well is that they'll if you go to the pub, if 5 men go to the pub and 3 of them are managers, guarantee you those other 2 end up being somewhere later on in life.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the same for women.
Yeah,
Right,
but
sorry,
women
sorry.
will go to the pub and talk about some other nonsense, nothing to do with, do you know what I mean, the workplace or money or anything like that.
Whose fault is that?
I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I can't answer that question. But I do think it's starting to change. Like a lot of these Hollywood actresses now are starting to talk to each other about money. How much do you make? What role did you turn down? Okay, if they come to me, I won't take that. It's about building each other up. So if that filters down, it will change.
The problem is, though, I don't think it. And I say this about even social settings as well with regards to women. I always say that the problem that women have sometimes as why they can't take over is because they don't work as a collective with certain things. Like, so even let's use the example of a dickhead man, right? Right? There's a dickhead man that Dino's a dickhead man. She said to Kim, he is a dickhead man, but Kim will still date him. Like, Dee's already dated him. Dee's already showed you this man does this foolishness. Kim will date him. Like,
that example's a bit mad.
No, but it is. But it's the truth, though. But if he was a man now, if me and Stav met D and I said to Stav, Dee's a dickhead girl, you know, she's this, that, and the other, Stav ain't dating you.
Nah, I don't really agree with that.
I'm telling you.
I see his point.
I'm telling you. And
I
it's the same
don't see his point about women.
No,
Like,
no, because they don't work as a collective. So when we say stuff like, if you say stuff like, in the workplace, I'm talking about with this stuff where you're talking about the actress thing, yeah? This is the difference between, maybe men might be still different in a certain way, but I still think that a lot of this is going to happen with a lot of women. I go to D and I say, look, D, I'm offering you $2 million to do this role. But I know that Wavey's getting 4, yeah? So D says, no, I'm not doing it because Wavey's getting 4. But then she tells you, Kim, Wavey's getting 4. They're offering me 2. It's ridiculous. Don't take it. You take it.
But that is where women are going wrong, and that's what needs to change. But I do feel like the conversation has started now.
Okay.
Like that's the point I was making. We have started to talk about these things and and protect each other. So yeah, let's hope that stays.
Oh, it stays as well.
You mentioned something about women and black women in a company and how you might act a certain way. And it made me think of a section from the Becoming book by Michelle Obama.
Have you read it?
No, but I'll get it and I'll read it at some point. And she's apparently it's the biggest selling something or another.
My missus is reading it. I don't know what she's going to come back with when she comes to the house now.
So she's Michelle Obama and Barack. Were they both lawyers or something beforehand?
Yes.
But they met each other at work, I believe.
Yes.
And she's talking about how she came up and whatnot. And she's discussing, and then she's discussing a bit where Obama's trying his thing now, but they work together. And she said something along the lines of, I'll read her something that somebody wrote. It was a tweet about the book. And it says, Michelle said that she turned down Barack because she felt it was cliche for the only black associates at the firm to date. He told her, I'll quit this firm, I can work anywhere. All right? So I looked at that.
Bad man lyrics.
Yeah, it's bars. It's bars.
Bad man lyrics there, man like Barack here now.
And I quoted that and I said, so what do you see? Do you see a man willing to sacrifice job security to get the woman he wanted, or a woman who was willing to sacrifice a potential relationship for being seen as cliche?
It's both, isn't it?
She both.
It's,
Yeah.
I believe it is both. But
He weren't willing to sacrifice shit. He was just trying to get in there
Well,
with,
he got there though, didn't
with bars. He wasn't actually going to
you
do
say
it.
that, that, but I believe that somebody that becomes the president of the United States has some sort of swagger and confidence about themselves. You don't get to that point without having something about yourself.
Yeah,
so when you have something about yourself, you could say the woman I want is more important than this job because I've got the qualifications to get this job somewhere else. I cannot get you somewhere else if that's what you feel about this woman.
Damn Barack.
People say a lot of things. I'm not doubting he has the confidence or that he could have found another job. So of course he could, but he was probably just speaking.
Okay.
Would you do that?
Potentially.
Would you? And the rest of the guys, would you do that?
To do what?
Would you?
No way.
way. No man gonna have no job. Them.
No. Jesus.
It depends what job I've got.
For me, it's like this. Yeah. From the time that that's already putting me off.
I used to work at Sainsbury's, but
No, but
yes,
but that's putting me off.
Yeah,
if you're telling me that as a woman that you're not gonna date me because of the social settings that we're gonna be looked upon in the workplace, I don't want you.
that's what I
ain't
want.
about
That is the angle I wanted to discuss. So,
Big up Michelle and all that, but I don't want her.
do you? I thought as much as I liked Mr. Obama's gangster approach. Yeah, well, good on him. I didn't like what Michelle said. I didn't like Mrs. Obama's.
Yeah, I know you called him Mr. Obama.
Yes,
you
because
called
I
him Michelle.
actually forget Barack's name. Because everyone just calls him Obama, innit? So,
Damn, Barack.
But I can't call her Obama as well because then it doesn't make no sense. But so that's why. So in case anybody wants to nitpick, that is why I do it. And I understand it's a mistake. So sorry, Mrs. Obama. I didn't like her approach because of exactly what Wyler said. I don't like the idea that you're too busy focused on what other people think, and that's going to stop you from potentially having a relationship. But I got into a tweet conversation with somebody who made me understand that that's back in the day as well. You know, opportunities were less. Them kind of things could mess up your thing. And I said, all right,
how would it mess it up if the two blacks that they just would expect to be together is together?
Because if she's a lawyer, you want to be taken seriously by other lawyers, yeah? You want to be, whoever's the head of your law firm, you want them to look on you like you're someone who can do this job and you want to go higher and further, right? If they're always linking you to this man over here and you're smashing this dude over here and you don't want, as a woman, you don't want to be looked at like that.
But they're not talking, she wasn't talking about a man, she was talking about them being two black people. So it would have been all right for her to date one of the white lawyers and that would have been cool.
It probably would have been more accepted.
I don't think so. I think it would be more unacceptable for her to date the white lawyer than it would be to date the other black lawyer because that's what is expected of them.
One of our listeners, and she responded. She said, just dating someone you work with and dating while black in what I presume is a white space. As stupid as it is, it can seem, at least for the woman, that it will slow down the chances of moving up, especially back then.
I think dating somebody in the workplace, yes. Because it's automatically, anything that you get, they're automatically going to link to the person that you're dating. The reason why you're getting this is because you're depending on what level that person's at. If they're on a higher level than you, they're going to say, well, this person's brought you in because you're dating them. That I can understand. Dating while black, though, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think they'll expect the two black people in the office to do as what Simple Simon said, to create this group of blackness.
The sounds of blackness. All right. She kind of finished it off when she said, I go with what my mum told me. I'm not risking it all. I'm not risking all of my plans just for this dude. So in essence, I've got a plan to maybe be the head of this law firm. And if potentially you could stop that, I know you seem kind of nice, whatever, but I don't know you that well. I ain't in love with you. I'm not going to let the potential for that stop the potential that I know I've got to reach the top of whatever. What? And then I said, you know what? In that case, because that's got nothing to do with race anymore. It's just got to do with this is what I need to do to accomplish my goals. Whether, like you said, it could just be the fact that I'm going out with somebody at work, let alone whether you're black. You could just be a hurdle, and I don't need to add hurdles into my life. Yeah, so when she said that, I said, you know what? I didn't look at it like that. I just saw the race thing because that's what that was said.
When you go deeper into Michelle's story, her mindset was always about doing well and getting to the top. So, and she said Barack came and scattered everything. So she was probably stuck in her ways and didn't want to change. So you have to consider all of her holistically rather than it's just about race.
So what she's basically saying, that man came with the pipe and.
No, yeah, she said that he was very, she was set in her ways, free-spirited. She knew that she was going to do well, did well in school all her life. This is what she wanted. She wanted to be a lawyer, and she did that. And then he came and just blew the top off everything.
Gangster.
But the thing that I like about that story, the thing I like about that story is that a lot of women, let me not talk like I'm a woman, but a lot of women I hear from say that they find it, the ones that are, they don't have children or they don't get married until really late, they try to distance themselves from those things to focus on what they want to do work-wise, the ones that want a career. But she's showing you don't have to do that. You can have both. And I think that a lot of the time now, I think women should start feeling that they can have both. Men have never, ever had to think to themselves, I can't have a wife and move forward in my career. As a man, you would never say that. You might say, you know what, I might not want to have a wife because I might want to go and make money somewhere.
Because I want to bang.
But
it's mostly like I might not want a wife because I want to go and make money. Money's my focus and whatnot. But you don't feel like if I have a wife, my career is going to be on standby. I don't think men think like that.
Yeah, but sorry.
No, in reality, there is a thing where in the old boys club in in working environments, you actually step up when you get married. So there will be like a young man they know that he's a girlfriend or what have you, but they can't make you an associate, for example, because you haven't shown that stability of marriage or what have you. So yeah, you get into the marriage club.
It's like footballers, they get married because it makes them look better. Blatantly. None of them want to be married. All these guys that's getting with girls when they're all 21, 22, they don't want to be married, these women, really. But it gives you better image rights.
All right, okay. So, all right, touching on the marriage thing then, just to swerve off slightly, I think Wavey might have something to say about this. Juelz Santana has recently proposed to his girlfriend of 10 years. Right? They've been together 10 years. And he got caught, a few months ago with a gun in the airport.
And no teeth.
All right, and... So he's going to jail, apparently for 2 years, right?
What, has he been sentenced?
Too many M&Ms.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just going by what I've heard.
I think basically they gave him a deal in it, so he can either go for 4 years or he can take the deal and say he's guilty and then get 2 years. So I'm assuming he took the plea.
All right.
He took the plea.
Okay, so he's going to jail for 2 years, and just before he now has to go to jail, he proposes to his missus of 10 years. So now, obviously, that gives you some sort of rights once you're in jail. Having a wife is different than just having a common law partner, or whatever. So. Do you think there's an issue with somebody that if you were that woman, or if you were the man in the reverse, would you have an issue with somebody if you thought in the back of your mind, are they just asking me now because they're going away and they even want to lock me down because they don't want me to go nowhere because I'm going away, or they know that maybe there's certain privileges I'm going to get now because I'm his wife, that he didn't even think to marry me because of love, it's more now because of convenience or because...
Can I just add something to that? Because one of the things that was a problem is that when they released him on parole, he couldn't go to live with her.
Yeah, went to the mum's
Yeah, he had
house.
to live with the mum because they weren't married.
Oh, well,
so again, that was one of the issues that they had beforehand. Love and Hip Hop, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, so you watch Love and Hip Hop?
Joe Budden's back.
Joe Budden's back.
Joe
We
Budden's
have to
back. What do
watch.
you mean?
Whoa.
Joe Budden's back.
Okay, well, there's going to be a Love and Hip Hop question right after this then. But, so discuss this thing.
It's as a woman,
Yeah.
I wouldn't accept that proposal. I wouldn't be into it. I'm afraid.
Wow, but you've been with him 10 years, so I'm assuming you loved him. You want them to marry them.
Yeah, but I don't want you to marry me out of convenience, though. I want you.
What's love got to do?
But wait, are you going to stay with them? You're going to stay with them for 2 years?
No, do you know what? To be fair, this is nonsense because I wouldn't be with this man anyway. Yeah, me personally.
Yes.
But if I happened to be in that situation, I wouldn't marry him.
Yeah, but I think with regards to her now, she's putting so many years into it.
What is she getting out of it? Just like conjugal visits or something?
No, just in general that she would have that thing in it. Because a lot of people, it's all about how you perceived in it. So you've just been this guy's wifey couple for years. Like, eventually, she wants the ring in it. She wants everything. She wants the whole thing. She wants the whole shebang.
What is the ring when this man is in prison and you're on your own with your children? You're going to stare at the ring and get comfort?
You can't touch it at night.
Oh, come on.
He'll be out in 2 years.
But if you're talking about Juelz and Kimbella has wanted to marry Juelz for
years. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm sure she never looked at it like how you're saying.
She
Steph.
needs to
I'm
look at
sure
it.
she just
She needs to look at
wanted
herself
that
as well.
ring, and she was
She was
just happy
ridiculous.
that she got it, and that was it.
My precious.
I feel like
That's it.
I feel like women put too much focus on this ring and not everything else. Like,
True.
you need to focus. Like,
But she's gone through some stuff with him, though, innit? Because he was a drug addict. He's been cheating on her.
he's been disrespectful.
all this man-
Yeah, he
all
said he ain't
sorts.
got no teeth.
He ain't got no teeth.
That's deep.
Bruv,
No, he's got
hooked on,
teeth
he got hooked on
He's got the big
painkillers,
teeth
he said,
now.
because of the fact that he had problems with his teeth, but he had no teeth. He had nothing in the front of his teeth. But yeah, they've gone through a lot. This girl looks ridiculous, by the way. If you saw her,
She's messed herself up.
looks ridiculous.
But Fabulous and Emily B apparently have done the same thing.
Yeah, but that was different though, because that means that she can't testify against
Yeah.
him
So
in
it's
the
the
court
same
of law.
thing,
But it's the same thing. He's just marrying you for that reason.
She can't testify against him in what way?
Because of the situation, because if you can't testify, you don't
Spousal
you can
privilege.
you can say that I'm not testifying against my spouse. And obviously during the court case when they was having that beef thing, it was against her basically.
This is the same woman that he beat up and disrespected
Supposedly,
her.
Yeah.
So now he's asked her to marry him.
Yeah, basically
They're married.
They're married. So now she doesn't need to do the thing. Again, she was in love and hip hop, and again for years and years he didn't want to marry her. The one that we're all waiting for at the moment is Jimmy Jones and Chrissy, because that one is just a madness. They have been together
think
for
they're ever gonna get
amount of
married?
years. She proposed to him, you know, and he still didn't marry her.
Yeah, that's because she beat his brethren. That's why, innit?
What?
What, brethren?
Right.
What, you don't think Max B hit that?
I don't know. I never heard of it.
I never heard about this.
It doesn't matter because he stayed
Googles, man.
anyway.
Max
He
B.
stayed.
Max
He
B
stayed.
hit that.
He stayed,
Oh,
and he's
okay.
still there to this day.
She let me.
This is to
Welcome to the Love and Hip Hop segment of the Eloquently Say Nothing podcast. So I'm gonna continue this theme, and I don't Marcus Black. So you know this person then?
No.
Yeah,
He's on- he's on-
Oh, the guy
He
that was
is Love and
talking
Hip Hop
nonsense.
Hollywood.
Okay, let me play something from him.
Is he the comedian?
Hey man, I was thinking this morning, and I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of lip from you ladies over this, but you know, fuck it. It just gotta be said. Okay, listen. No man, no real man want no woman that's 100% independent. You know, it's cool to be self-sufficient. It's cool to be able to get out here and do your thing and handle your business if you need to, but all that 100% independent, I don't need no nigga for nothing type attitude. Listen, that ain't gonna get you nowhere with us, okay? Not no real man, because part of the reason we was even put on earth is to protect and provide. If you don't need me to do none of that, what you want me for? You know, leave me alone. I can go spend some time with a woman who I can't help. You know, and while you at it, fuck yourself. And you hit yourself from the back. Since you so damn bad. Hey, man.
He clearly hasn't watched enough Pornhub, boy.
Exactly. 'cause that
Like
can
women ain't sticking dildos on the wall and getting it from the back.
Oh, you know, I haven't watched that clip yet.
That's why
that was hilarious.
Sperm, though.
That was hilarious.
Sperm.
All right, so what's your views on that? Because I actually kind of see his point.
Of course you would.
I see his point.
I've seen his point as well. I think
it-
most men will see the point.
Wavy, what do you think?
I think
Because you've
women
been a
will see
bit
the same
quiet.
point.
Wavy, I want you to dig your grave like you did on your own podcast last week. Go on.
Oh my days!
I learned from my mistakes, my G. No comment.
Bruv, you have to comment, man.
Nah, you know what? I see his point, but I don't agree.
Which
Good man.
bit do you disagree with?
Just the whole bit of her being.
I don't understand.
No. Just the whole bit of her being fully not independent, bro. If she wants to be fully independent, let her be fully independent. It allows me to do my own thing as well.
If you want to be independent in a relationship, then don't be in a relationship with me. Because the whole point of a relationship is to be dependent on each other in a way.
But is that what he
Not
said?
fully, though.
Did he say
Not
fully,
fully.
independent in a relationship, or did he say
Yes,
for
he took
you
a-
to be fully independent? Full stop.
No, he's talking about to
in a
be with me,
relationship.
innit? To be with me. If you want to be independent, don't why are you looking for what man wants a woman that's independent or is telling me?
But if she's in a relationship, she's not independent.
There's a difference between being independent and you're on your own and you're doing your own stuff, but then telling me when I want to then approach you, you're telling me that you're independent, you don't need me. So then
No,
what am I
but
here for?
like I feel like independence doesn't mean I don't need you. Like there are other
That's exactly
the
what it is.
definition of
no,
independent.
That's
there
exactly
are
what it
other things that men can give. Like, what about love? What about protection? What about care?
Some women
What
will tell you,
about
"I don't need
peace?"
that.
Some of you.
Some of them will tell you I don't need that.
No, but
You don't need that.
That's where
Say,
you're
I
getting it
I
wrong.
can get it from my friend.
Nah, man. You lot. I feel like you need to focus on the other things you can
Laugh in
give.
the mic, please.
It's true though. But in the end,
Who's laughing off mic?
in my end, it's like this. There are women out there that I'll tell you they do not need a man for nothing. That's what they will tell you. That is their
Nah.
stance. I don't need a man.
Okay,
Blah,
okay.
blah,
No,
blah.
no.
We don't need the man. What's her name?
I feel-
Sunflower. Ban the man them. Ban them
No,
to
but
death.
we don't actually. Sunflowers, please. Let's not discuss that one. She's lost.
Ban them to death.
Wow.
But
Duppy them.
I feel like I'm an independent person, but I would like a man for love, for companionship, not just. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're not going to go and tell the man when he's coming to talk to you that you're independent, you don't need him then.
No,
do you?
but that's
So you're not the
then
woman that he's
you're-
referring to.
Yeah, no, but he's jumped out the window. Like, you've gone too far. You can find an independent woman that still wants you.
You know what?
But he's talking about a particular independent woman.
Nah, man, he's talking nonsense.
I was going to write an essay. I've started writing it here now. But the title of it is The Difference Between Independence, Dependence, Codependence, and Interdependence in a Relationship.
Is this your new
And
thing,
which
man?
one you should be aiming for. This is like a year old or 2 years old.
Oh,
so,
wow.
so that's, I'll just never finish it. Anyways, the point is there are differences. Because I do have this statement. There is no such thing as being independent in a relationship. You cannot be independent in a relationship. The definition of being independent is independent. That is isolated by yourself, completely be able to deal with things on your own. And that's cool. But if you are that kind of person, then I bring absolutely nothing to you. Yeah? And it's nothing to do with me having low self-esteem or anything like that. If I cannot bring nothing to you, then I don't actually want to be with somebody that I cannot bring anything to. It's like being a parent to an adult. Oh, you can't breastfeed me, you can't feed me, you can't give me any money, you can't do nothing for me. It's like, I just missed out on the parenting stage. You're just an adult now. I didn't get to do anything. You get me? So as a woman, I want to be able to do stuff for you, and vice versa. It's not a one-way street. I want to be able to draw things from you, whether it's advice, laughter, some sort of companionship. I believe when you're independent, if we're just looking strictly at the word, that's what it means. It means I don't need you. So I think there's some sort of
I can make myself.
there's some sort of codependence
what if I
that we
don't need you, but I want you?
That's
Isn't
exactly
that
what I was
more
about to say.
valuable if I want you?
I agree with Kim because that's what I think. I don't need a woman in my life, but I do want a woman.
Yeah.
So I don't need you to
and
feed me. I don't need
that's
you
more
to.
valuable. I want somebody to want me. I don't want you to need me.
Okay, no argument there. But nobody in life in a relationship is independent. So the minute if you're aiming for that, what you're aiming for is to not. It's kind of the way I see it is like you're putting a barrier in between us.
Mad.
That's how I see it.
Crazy.
It's got, cause I don't want you to rely on me for money. Have your own money. I don't, because like what you said, do your own thing. Have your own stuff. Have your own life. Your own experiences. Your own joy. My wife is gonna go tomorrow to see Lauryn Hill. Just like I just said, I didn't even know who she was going with. I had to ask her today. Just now when I asked her, who are you actually going out with? Because she's like, the kid with you, and you know that's it. Tomorrow I'm gonna be there.
She's
so
so
I didn't even
cool.
know who she was going with. So, but to my point is, I'm not there trying to lock down my wife. But at the same time, for her to say, I don't need you, and I just want you, it'd be like, well, you don't need me at all. If I wasn't there, it'd mean nothing to you. Come on, man. Come on.
But I'll prefer that.
It's nothing.
I'll prefer that. I'll prefer if my missus said to me, I don't need you, I want you in my life. I'll very much prefer that. Because I don't want you to feel like I'm there because you need me for something. I want you to feel like you're there because you want me in your life.
I feel like I went down the wrong road because everything your people are saying, it makes sense. But I don't think what I'm saying is wrong.
I don't need my missus for things. I don't need her for things. I want her for things. I want her for companionship. I want her for the laughter. I want her for the kisses and the love and the all that stuff. I want her for it. I don't need her for it.
You're so bush, you know. But isn't part of a relationship helping your partner to become a better version of themselves?
At times, but sometimes that's the hindrance, bro. Because sometimes they're quite happy who they are.
Exactly. What if they're already, as Michelle said in her thingy, Barack was already fully formed. So how are you going to better someone that's fully formed?
Well, you have someone to be accountable to. Like, say you say to your partner, let's use Wavey as an example, yeah? He wants to lose a few LBs, yeah? No, I'm just just an example.
Legit.
He's got someone at home to encourage and say, babe, don't eat that, or let's have this. Tonight we're having steak and salad for dinner. Do you know what I mean? That's your person to push you in the right direction. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's your wife helping you to be a better person.
But some people don't want that.
Yes.
What? Yeah.
Some people don't want the wife to come home and for them to start.
It's just encouragement.
Why are you nagging me? Let me have my McDonald's in peace.
Yeah,
but if
people don't see it as encouragement.
Yeah, but some people don't. But I think there's plenty of relationships where each partner helps the other to become a better version of themselves. You will find some great men and women who are at their pinnacle, and maybe there's nothing that anybody can impart. But I think there is always a little something, even if it's knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
And you know, just assisting them to wake up in the morning to get to work, and you know, just small things make a big
things
difference.
that people don't find very important, and sometimes it's the most important thing. It's just sometimes the person that does the stuff that you don't even acknowledge. So there's wives out there that are not going to work, not doing this, that, and that other, so their husband doesn't have to do certain things. And sometimes I don't think they acknowledge that. So I think the ones that get really rich and powerful and stuff like that, at times they do look at their wife and say, you know what, I could never have done this if you made me have to go to look after the kid for every 3-4 days. So the fact that you handle that situation and I don't have to handle it means that I've allowed me to go and take my path and do this.
So they need their woman in that.
Yeah, they'll tell you. They'll tell you that their wife has been good to them, and the reason why they've got to.
I think this is where the need comes into.
I think actually the need grows. Because, all right, you can go into your relationship independent, yeah? Once someone starts doing things for you and you get used to it, I think then you start to need them.
Then they're taking away your dependence.
Yeah, I feel like actually, yeah, you can go into a relationship independent, but once somebody starts doing stuff for you and taking over certain things, you're not doing that anymore. You start to need them.
I think you
start to appreciate them.
But also you're not focused. Like if before your relationship, just a small example, you used to iron all your shirts every Sunday, but now she does that for you. You're not focused on doing that anymore. Do you know what I mean? You start to need her to take care of
Normal
thing.
people, yeah. Some people are control freaks though, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
I have to have it this way.
But
yeah.
it's just a small example of I think you do start to need your partner.
I think it's somewhere in the middle of what you both said, where it's not necessarily that they just they start taking on things that you used to do and now you need them to do it or you want them to do it, or that you just come into it. And I think that it's a thing where something that Simple Simon and Mr. Wolf were saying, that they cultivate you to the point where you're better than you were before. Not just that you're doing things. Well, that's what it is. It's like, in fact, the thing that you actually got in trouble for, Let Me Mold You, this is a whole different topic. You'd have to listen to their episode. They'll tell you which one. I don't know which one it is. But the thing about Let Me Mold You, that I believe that's a real thing in a relationship. What you said there, Kim, as much as you might not have looked at it that way, that can be part of it. There are things where maybe I'm rough and my wife softens me. That is a molding of a person, and maybe she don't say it, maybe she doesn't even know she's doing it, but she is.
That's an organic process, though, isn't it?
Yes, but it don't have to be. It does not have to be. It does not have to be, because I can see something in somebody and say, this is something that you need to improve in. Just because you're an adult and just because you're my missus doesn't mean that I'm blind to the fact that this is something that you need to improve in, and I can help you improve in it. And that's what molding is. So you don't like, you might not like the term. Yes, I'm a molder. Everybody's a molder. Everybody molds in their own way. I don't think it's
Scullion molder.
It's well, you know, it's not.
I was thinking about the Biggie lyric as well when he said that.
Which is what?
When he talking about molder.
Okay.
Educated street knowledge. I'm a mold and now. Anyway, we're going back to the original topic what the man was saying on the video.
Yes.
Right. Because I know what you're talking about when you're saying that he's chatting stupidness, blah blah blah. But me and Mr. Wolf was talking about this kind of outside just before we came in, actually.
Yeah.
And there are men that are very, very much intimidated by a woman that does not need them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll be like, oh, wow.
Most women.
So they'll be like...
Most men, sorry.
So they'll be like, oh, okay, so you got your own job. So you don't need my money. Oh, okay, all right, so fine. Okay, so you've got your own house. Oh, okay, so you don't even need me to have somewhere to maybe come and frequent when you...
Am I an orphan?
No, but some people will be like, I live with their mum. And I would rather have somewhere that's outside of my mum's house, but I've got my own independent space.
Orphan, you know. Jeez.
And then you might have, you've got your own this, you've got your own that. So, and you have got the vibrator. So why do you need more then?
Word.
And then people will be like, literally, then the men will start thinking, so what is the point? Because men, as much as we like to pretend like we do want women to want us. We want us to need us.
These men that say these things, especially this guy, he's with Brooke Valentine. He cheats on her all the time. Why doesn't he focus on giving her love and being loyal? Some Love and Hip Hop.
Some messy chick.
Yeah, you're the one that watches Love and Hip Hop.
I watch the one Joe Budden scenes, and then I don't even pay attention to the rest of it.
I find that some men that show that insecurity are not focusing on the right things, and he definitely isn't.
Is it an insecurity to say that I want to be able to provide something for you?
Yeah, provide me with love, bro. Like, provide me with loyalty, please. How about that?
No, you provide loyalty?
Loyalty.
I don't even know if I believe in loyalty, but there you go.
Oh,
loyalty.
Well, there's the two facets when it comes to men. There's loyalty and faithfulness, and in most cases they are separate. In the odd few occasions, you can get both of them at the same time.
ESN dictionary, bro.
But
what's the difference?
What's the difference? Loyalty is this man has your corner 110%. He's always going to come home, but he might bang other pussy sometimes.
And he won't breed them.
He won't breed them.
Yeah.
And you'll probably never find out. You'll never ever get that phone call saying,
okay, I'll see where this is going.
I'm coming to you as a woman. You're never going to hear that phone call.
The faithful dog will always come home.
I hate that phone call, Don't say the phone calls happen to me, but I hate that phone call because why didn't you go to them as a woman before he was fucking the man in the first place?
You know what I'm saying?
Why did you wait until you got impregnated before you went to go to the other woman to go to her as a woman?
Because now we're a family, innit?
We're in this together.
And then
Sister wives.
Faithful is like he would never ever sleep with another woman while he's with you, but if someone came into the house to rob the house and you were all in there, he might push you out in front. There's no loyalty right there. That's the difference.
I like that. Faithful is he won't cheat.
Faithful is he won't cheat.
Okay, all right.
And if you're lucky, you get a man that's both of those things. He won't cheat, but those are unicorns.
Big stab.
I'll be honest with you.
Big stab with the horn on his head.
Unicorn.
All right. Okay. So while I earlier on mentioned he would like to, wah with his wife and stuff like that. That is something that she can bring to the table. So there's this topic about David Beckham kissing his 7-year-old daughter on the lips.
I don't even know why we were talking about this.
Why?
Because it's just ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
Like, I don't know what people are even annoyed about him kissing his
Well,
own
that's
daughter.
why we talk about it.
I don't co-sign that at all.
You don't
co-sign what?
Kissing your child on the lips.
Okay, well, this is why we're going to talk about it, innit?
I asked before I came here. I was with my mum and my dad, and I asked, and my mum was like, she didn't see nothing wrong with it. I was like, mummy. She's like, no. Maybe because they never showed us any affection. I just thought that they would they would have co-signed it.
Give me some love and affection.
I told my wife, because she said I think she said she didn't see nothing wrong with it either. And I said I wouldn't allow her to kiss my daughter on the lips.
Wow.
Yeah.
You wouldn't allow her.
Them word in there.
No disrespect, yeah, but who are you to tell your wife,
I'm
the
a
mother
husband.
of her child?
I'm the head of the home.
Listen. You said
but that's her child.
You said it in the first line, though.
That's her
baby.
child, fam.
You said in the first line.
It's my child.
Who
as well.
are you?
Yeah,
You
but
said to tell your wife, your husband, innit? That's why you tell it.
nah, that's mad.
That's crazy.
bro.
I don't agree with adults kissing children on the lips.
No. Kissing your child, not children. Random
full
children.
Stop, full stop. I don't agree with it. Full stop. And seeing as it's my child, then I disagree with anyone doing it with my child, including my wife
Question.
and myself.
Question, Stab.
Go on.
Is this age dependent or is this an implicit thing?
It's just there's no age, because you think about it as a 7-year-old. I think I definitely know it's wrong, but then you think, all right, let's wind it down. 3-year-old, no, my
It's
daughter's
wrong
two,
to you,
my
bruv.
daughter's to me. My daughter's 2, no. And then you think doing it as a baby, no. Why? Like no.
People kiss babies in the mouth the most. That's the one that kissed the most in the mouth.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. My dad was like, maybe you can pass something. I think it was my dad that said, maybe you can pass something, and that's the only reason he sees it as well. So both of them were kind of shrugging their shoulders, and I was like, nah.
It's weird that you say this though, because my daughter kissed me on the mouth about 2 weeks ago, and I was shocked. I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like,
pushed her away, innit?
I proper switch, like, "What are you doing?" kind of thing.
Okay, you push your child away.
And then I had to rethink in my mind, like, why am I reacting the way I'm reacting? And I'm thinking to myself, this my child, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
But then I'm asking myself where she's learning that from as well, because I even moved to put my cheek there, and she's still. And I was like, "What are you doing?"
I've taught my daughter, because I kiss her on the forehead. That's how we do it. So even when I say kiss, she ducks her head because she's gonna get the kiss on the forehead. So I've told her, because just dropping her to school, the people there love my daughter. I say, "Mama, they're kissing her on the lip, not on the lips, on the cheek all the time."
In the mouth.
I've told her, like, don't let people kiss you anyway on the lips, less on the cheek, or if they're gonna kiss you on the forehead as well. I doubt they'll do that, but on the cheek at the most, because you don't know what they got. I'm not so.
No, I hear that.
They can still spread it to the cheek.
You know what?
Yeah,
this
but
is-
still, I mean, if the end of the day, that's something I'm teaching my child anyway. Sorry, Mr. Wolf.
No, I was just saying that it is dependent on the individual. Fair enough, you don't see it as
How do you
something.
see it?
You don't see it as the right thing to do. Personally, I'm with your mum. I've got 2 kids of my own, and I agree with your mum. Yeah, I've got 2 kids of my own, and I don't see an issue with it. Up until the point where maybe they wouldn't want to do it, or they feel like it's a little bit, cringy, then fair enough.
Okay,
But
let's say it never gets
David
cringy. Would
Beckham,
you kiss a 17-year-old daughter on the lips?
I've seen
people do it though.
We spoke about a podcast some time ago. It was an early podcast about a grown woman being naked around her dad. You get me? And being naked around
I'd
their
accept that.
family.
I'd accept that.
Yeah, but this
I'd
is
accept
it's kind of like under the same umbrella, isn't it? It all depends on how you've been brought up, your upbringing, and how, I don't know, you see the world's.
I see kissing on the lips as a sensual act. And
But
I
it's
don't
a peck, though. It's not.
You're not putting tongues in there, man.
It doesn't matter. That's what I said. That's why I
I see
said.
David Beckham.
That's why I said sensual, not sexual.
David Beckham and his children. There's obviously a lot of love and affection there.
Yeah, too much.
And him kissing his child on the lips, to me, it's a minor
On
thing
the mouth.
because
On the mouth.
on the mouth, on the lips, or whatever, innit? But because the world is the way that it is, there's a lot of paedophilia going around. There's a lot of nastiness that we see.
But David Beckham never worked at the BBC.
Well,
He did at one point.
what I'm
shit.
saying.
Dun, dun.
What?
Go on.
No,
Sorry.
I'm just saying that our minds are kind of conditioned to believe that is such a nasty thing to do because of what we've seen. When in reality, that is, he created that child. That's his son. That's his daughter. to you it's bad, to the next man is fine. And personally, I don't see a problem with it.
Wavy, you got a couple of chitlins. What do you feel on this?
Yeah, I really don't see a problem with it. If I don't necessarily go out my way to kiss my kids on the lips, but if they do, they do. It's not, for me, it's not that deep. I mean, I'm sure if it gets to a point in time when my daughter's like, you know, maybe 10 or so, whatever, I'll probably say to her, you know, just kiss daddy on the cheek or something.
Why?
Because I don't know. I don't know.
Why is it?
Let me tell you why.
10?
It's because they may become aware. It's like my daughter at the point when
I want to hear from
yeah. And let me just touch on this a little bit. It's just when you feel that you can't bathe your daughter anymore. You get me? It's like I think I'll bathe my daughter up until the age of about 7, 8.
7? Why do you need to bathe your daughter at 7?
Because it's what we done, and it was fine, and it was a minor until she said, "Dad, I want to do it on my own."
They're gonna clean themselves at 7.
Yeah.
Well,
I did.
My little cousin was making
That's why you're a unicorn.
rice and
Sorry.
peas and chicken.
That's what happens.
Wavy.
If you can make rice and peas and chicken at the age of 6, you can buff yourself.
If they can do it properly, if you know that they can do it properly and they can do it well, then fine. Wavy, continue.
No, I'm completely agree with Mr. Wolf. It's literally when it becomes, it could be deemed inappropriate. Do you see what I'm saying?
To who?
To the, whether it's the outside world, but obviously you got to remember when girls change at a certain age, so they start to change at say 10, 11, they become
9.
womanly, younger. Like as a dad, you've got to be mindful that she's gonna be maybe a little bit conscious of herself, of her body. So I don't know. It's just she's your baby.
But then she's the one that will make that decision, then, isn't it?
Exactly. That's the point.
It's a subjective matter.
For me, it's like
there's
this.
no wrong and right to it, you know.
Yeah, for me, it's like this. If this person
In your
wants to kiss
opinion.
his daughter in the mouth,
mouth.
if he wants to do that, that's his situation, innit? I might not do it for my daughter.
So if he wants to stick
And
his penis inside a
No,
vagina,
You jumped out the window with that one.
That's sexual assault.
It's not the same.
And paedophilia. We're not talking about that. We're talking about somebody picking.
I put
the
it in
daughter.
that bracket.
But let's.
I put it in that bracket.
You're
So
putting.
you
putting
don't,
him.
but I do.
So you're saying that he's a paedophile.
Nasty.
No, I'm saying.
No, that's what you're saying, though.
No. I said no. I answered the question. I was gonna say something. Don't cut me off and then tell me I said the same thing.
Say what you have to
All
say
right.
then.
I said
condition.
I put it in the same bracket. I don't think it's right to do it the same way I don't think it's right to have sex with your child. I don't think it's right to kiss your child on the lips today. Yeah.
To this day.
Either way. Anyway, I don't care what
I
you think
believe
anyway, so
it's
that's just
wrong.
that doesn't even
That's
work.
your
Anyway,
opinion.
so
Anyway.
if he wants to kiss his daughter on the lips, and that's what they've been doing since from when they were a child or whatever,
Yes.
and in their situation and their lifestyle, that's okay.
Yeah.
Then that's it. I'm not gonna come running out of the woodwork
As long
to
as
say
it's
to
not
him.
crossing the boundaries.
Yeah, as long as I don't feel like it's anything sexual, which I can't see that to be at this present moment in time from my looking at on the outside in, then I don't think there's a big problem with it. I wouldn't do it.
So all these women that say they'd rather give head than kiss a man on the lips because there's something so intimate about it.
Kissing that you're talking about, it's a different type of kissing. If there's a peck on the cheek, there's a peck on the lips, and there's a big matte lips.
You made me say the D, man.
Kissing is
No TH.
an intimate.
It's Brexit, damn
Yeah, but
it.
it's with the intent. It's the intent that you're
I
kissing.
think
Thank
it's,
you, Wavey.
Yeah, it's the way that you
Is
see
it the intent that you touch their boobs as well?
Oh my
What?
gosh. Why are you?
But wait, our mother's breastfed us.
Sexual
though.
act is
But our
a
mother-
sexual
No,
act.
but our mother's
having a
breastfed us.
conversation now.
though.
You're just making it ridiculous.
Intent. You can't not. I'm touching you. And
Bruv, you're making it ridiculous. You're making it
sexual
ridiculous.
act.
So what?
There is
Touching
no
breasts is a
intent
sexual
behind
act.
There's
Touching breasts is a sexual act.
Yes.
So
For a man
me
touching-
sucking my mother's breast when I was a child, that's a sexual act.
Thank you.
Wavy's finished.
Huh?
All right, so let's carry on because you've done been finished.
When
by
you're
Wavy.
editing, just drop the bomb on that, bruv.
Because in the end,
I would actually put
for me, it's like this. I think going back to the bathroom thing. Again, that's a big situation as well. Even me, I don't have kids, but I've got nieces and nephews. So one time my nieces came to stay with me. So one of my nieces is like 3 or 2 or 3 or whatever. And one of them was about 7 or 8. So the 7 or 8 one, I didn't bath. She was like, Uncle, I was told that, me and her had this understanding. She knew I didn't want to bath her, and she knew how she didn't want to bath me. So she was like, Uncle,
you.
you know what I mean anyway, the other way around.
You had the black person nod.
Yes, is that basically
Bath time?
yeah.
Yes.
So Auntie will bath you,
It's up there.
and I'll bath the little one. So I'll bath the little one quickly. We had fun, and I'll quickly bath her. Joked around, blah blah blah. But when it was other one's bath, she went to go and bath herself, and I made the auntie go and supervise her to make sure she bathed herself well, because you have to bath properly. So that was it. But you have to have that balance. You have to have that decision where you say to yourself, you know what, I'm too old you're too old for me to bath you now. Not in a sexual way. It's just as a girl, you want your own time.
Indeed.
My mum just used to do the checklist. Have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done that? Do you know
but
what
you
I
can
mean?
just lie though.
Exactly.
Nah, well,
I don't think there's a wrong or right way.
yeah.
Your mum done that.
My mum did that and it worked for us.
Right.
I don't have children, but I hope once my child gets to 5, 6, we've gone through all the procedures and they know what to do on their own.
Yeah, but you have to remember, we're coming from an age where showers and them lot things don't exist, boy.
With the kissing thing, I don't let my nephews kiss me on the mouth. Even though my sister might be like, oh, give auntie a kiss, I don't let them kiss me on the mouth.
Why?
Not because I think it's a sexual act or anything like that, but I don't want them to think that that's the behaviour that you do with everybody. I don't want them to go out into the world and think that it's all right for people to kiss them on the mouth. So I don't do that. I always give my cheek.
Yeah, it's like...
And
Sorry, go
yeah,
on.
and with babies, I think you get that uncontrollable thing like
I don't think people kiss.
Wahala was saying, yeah, they do. Like you see a baby and you start kissing that baby, blah blah blah. But once they get to like the age of 1, that switches off in my head. I just don't do it, and I think I'd be the same with my own children.
I'm blowing raspberries, all them foolishness there.
All right, okay.
D, you don't have anything to say about the situation? No, still.
From the other point of view, my son, I stopped bathing him when he was 6, but that was him. He was like, no, don't touch me, don't da-da-da-da. So we'd stand in the bathroom together like, all right, do your thing. Do it. Let me see. Let me make sure. And we did that for a long while until I saw that, okay, you're doing it properly. But he's I think my son made me stop kissing him when he was 5. School gates. I wasn't allowed to kiss him no more. And at home, I'm allowed to kiss him on his cheek and on his forehead, but that's it. He just cut it off. He was like, no, you can't do that. No. So I think a child feels, I don't know if it's a natural thing or not, but a child kind of lets you know that.
Do you think that's based on their environment and what they've seen? Like sometimes
yes.
they could be exposed to seeing sexual acts and they think that's only for adults.
I think
that
they see it as, I'm not a baby anymore, stop kissing me like a baby.
Maybe.
Have you not ever met somebody that's overly touchy-feely? Like
Yes.
they meet you and they'll kiss you. Like they don't have any idea that that's not appropriate behavior.
Yes.
Come and give me your kiss.
That for me is not. I wouldn't want my child to go out into the world and behave like that. I think you have to set boundaries at home. Like
100%.
You know what I mean?
I've only ever met white people like that though.
I met some. There was an Asian girl I grew up with like that. She used to kiss everybody, and we used to run from her. It was too much.
Kiss how?
Like kissy, like on the face.
Oh my God, I love you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
I don't.
Cheeks and all of that stuff.
All that stuff.
Yeah, that's the cheeks. That's the cheeks.
Like she didn't have any idea that
cheeks,
that wasn't okay.
Did she get coleslaws a lot?
Coleslaws? No, she didn't have
Herpes,
coleslaws.
lip
Did you
herpes.
say coleslaws?
She said coleslaws.
I always call it coleslaws.
Everybody-
Got salad on your face.
All right.
What's the next question, man?
All right. Just this quick thing. Listen to this.
What the hell's going on? In Chad, I needed to call my friend, but my phone died. So I asked the guy to use his phone for 2 seconds, and he insisted that I pay him. In Uganda, I was road tripping when a cop pulled us over and questioned me for 20 minutes until I offered him a payment. In Angola, when I paid for my e-visa at the airport, they ripped me off $20 and wouldn't give me change. These are just a few of the hundreds of situations I've come across in Africa where I am discriminated on or asked for money simply because of my skin color. This is especially true in taxis or any touristy area.
Right
now, we're at Victoria Falls. I am their biggest target. None of my black American friends would ever experience this in Africa like I have. But through all of this,
Black people can't be racist.
Whoa! You just jumped.
Let's leave that conversation alone. I don't even want to go down that road unless other people do, because we run out of time. I was listening to Off the Cuff pod and they discussed this and they said it was funny and I didn't find this funny. Usually it's kind of stuff that is promoted, it's stuff like this. I do actually find it funny or laughable. I care nothing about it. For this one bothered me for some reason. It bothered me.
It's the audacity. The audacity of the man.
It's the audacity
Hold on, what is
To
this
this
man
day,
Asian?
This is
Why?
a white
400 years.
a white man that has travelled around Africa extensively, and he's documented all the trials and tribulations of the what do you call it when you have to the briberies and the payments that he's had to do in different this and that situations on the road, to police, at the airport, etc., etc. And he feels that he goes through this because he's white. Now I believe we've all gone back home, so we have 3 Ugandans. They are Ugandan gang that they are from the Not Everyday podcast, and you have Nigerians, Jamaicans here, and we've all been back home, and we've all been to other countries as well. Back, and
Basically,
I want us to say our own experiences.
I got bribed on my first day in Uganda.
Straight away, blood.
It's like no long thing. This is what happens.
It is immediate.
Yeah,
He's
straight
an idiot.
away.
He's
Fresh
not-
off the plane.
What he needs to understand is they bribe people that live there already. They
Yes.
bribe people that live there.
Yes.
But they're even more happy to bribe you when they know you don't come from there.
Yeah.
You don't have to be
Because they
white.
think that they got more money.
Yeah, they don't have to be white. You just don't need to come from that or be born to that country and live there for them to have a great pleasure in taking the money from you.
Or they
in any
think
way,
they,
shape, or
they
form.
can take advantage of you.
Let me give the stuff. Let me give quick couple of stories. In Mexico, driving with a rental car, got pulled over with Rana, big up yourself, and we were chatting with them for ages, scared because you know when the man's got guns and you don't know what it's like. Mexico, you don't know what it's like there. 2 twos, you give them $20, and then it's like, okay, cool, they go, and you're thinking yes, blah blah blah. Now we had been chilling with people at the cigar shop, and when we told them what happened, they laughed, said you only need to give them $2. Yeah, not that you should have given them anything, but it's like you gave them $20. And for us, it's nothing, get it. $20 for the police to leave us alone. That's cool. I don't want to spend the night in jail.
And
They're
that's
like,
in Mexico.
Yeah, that was in Mexico. It's $2. Recently I've just come back from Ghana. We went and did an excursion. There was about 12 of us in a little minivan.
Ripping excursion.
Yeah, all come from the UK, but most of them
Fraud bay.
can speak. Like I was the only Nigerian. They were all Ghanaians there. I was surrounded by Ghanaians. They all either lived there, have lived there, got houses there, can speak the language, understand the language. Yet still, because majority of them came from the UK.
Boko.
When we got stopped, because you drive down the road, there's checkpoints every couple of miles.
Mahuye.
When they stop you, you shut your mouth. Yeah, you as a British person cannot talk. Even though you can talk the language, you can understand the language. Keep your mouth closed. Let the driver deal with them. That's the local, because they will extort you. Oh, they see the twinge. You're not from around here. Oh, help us with something. What? Anything for the boys? I'm not even going to talk about Nigeria. Anything for the boys?
Anything for the boys.
Anything for the boys?
Oh, baba. That's what they'll tell you, boy.
I just
You
want
have something.
this known for people that are listening to this podcast who don't know about these kind of things, who are not well travelled, or who are not black and feel that maybe they are victimized. Shut your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, because please, you lot are pussios, because you lot can't take that. But us lot, we get it. We get it worse. We get it worse than the white people, because they can't do anything to the white people. Because when we do something to you in our countries, your consulates or whatever come running to save your ass. Whereas if in Nigeria, if somebody shot a Nigerian in Britain now, you think the Nigerian embassy is gonna come and say something about the fact that the Nigerian got shot in Britain? They won't say nothing.
They deported that Ghanaian, and the Ghanaian independent, the Ghanaian commission was like twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah,
Oh, what
the
can we
same
do
thing. But
today?
if a British person got shot in Nigeria, it will be major news. Blah blah blah. So they cannot do the things that they do to us.
Economic sanctions
that they do
army
there.
will be
Basically,
over there.
right? So shut up. You're pussios. Because as far as I'm concerned, you don't get bribed. You just get asked questions. We get bribed. We get bribed, mate.
You get asked questions until you feel I need to give this person
You
something.
may need to give them something. Whereas, like, there's bare stories. Like, there's times when they'll tell you that the area boys will literally do you something unless you give them money. There's times when we tried to smuggle some. Wasn't even smuggle. You can bring it back. That's a joke thing. Like food, and they would like try to bribe you for taking the food. I remember when I went to Nigeria, and when I was bringing back Gary, they was going like it was cocaine. Man might as well rubbed it on his lips and told me that it was high grade. Some man was trying to charge me for it. I'm like, what is this? It's Gary. Like, why are you going on to say that I'm singing about cocaine?
It's premium Gary.
That's what I'm saying. It's that good shit.
It's that good stuff.
That Barksdale one, innit? But it's like we get it everywhere. It's not. I don't understand. It was very much an entitled white boy saying, "How dare you extort money from me because of the colour of my skin?" And the other blacks that was with him should have slapped the hell out of him as well.
That's what it made me wonder. Were there any blacks with this guy?
He said that
did
he's black people
Did
with
he
him.
actually mix with people?
He said my American friends that don't get it.
Nah, man.
I'm impressed because he said that, all the places that he said were when he was actually in the country. I know that when I've stepped off the plane in Nigeria, getting through, customs or whatever, to the border to get into the country, they've opened my passport and they've gone, so, you know.
Exactly.
I haven't even got in the country yet. I'm still at the border.
And when you're leaving,
Yeah, it's like I'm at the border, like, so, you know, do Christmas for us now. And I'm like, what does that even mean?
they check your documents. It's all good. So, and it's like, okay, so that's one part of the transaction done. What do you? And I always tell them nothing. Back home, Mexico's the only time I've actually given somebody something.
Yeah, you give them the money. You don't give your own.
Because I don't know what these Mexicans are like. Even I don't feel super like I'm not Nigerian to the point I was born there and raised there, but I'm still Nigerian, so I can tell you no. But the Mexicans, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Do you know what makes
they
me
chop
joke?
people's head over there.
Do you know what gives me joke about Nigeria? There was a time that we went. I got a Nigerian passport and an English passport. So I took my English passport and I used it in England. And when I got to Nigeria, I was like, I'm gonna use my Nigerian passport.
That's the way you do it.
They told me, my friend, give me the other one. That's what he said. Give me the other one. Why are you giving me this one for? Give me the other one. So when I said, what? But I'm giving you this. Give me the other one. I gave him the other one. So they looked at the name and was like, oh. So they saw the name that I got. They're like, oh, so you're so and so, eh? Okay. So you then he started chatting and he's waiting for me to give him something. But because I was so oblivious to the fact that they wanted something, I was just actually answering their questions. So he's like, oh, you know, where you coming? I'm coming to see my auntie and blah. Oh, okay, you know, so you're here from the England. I'm like, yeah. Wait. Then the man said, just dash my passport at me and just go. Because obviously he's like, you're an idiot. He thinks I'm the fool because I don't know I'm supposed to pay him for something that he's doing. So this idiot here that's walking around complaining about... Anyway, I'll let him just come to Hackney. We'll still extort him same way.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. You could go to anywhere, they will be extorted. It's not a problem.
No, I'll extort him for his own particular reasons. D, Wavey, you got your own experiences that this has happened to you? Or have you just
I ain't been in Africa since I was 14, so...
To this day.
Actually, Tunisia is Africa, innit?
Hey, Lord.
It's North Africa.
Yeah, but that's not home.
Yeah, it is.
Have you been extorted in Tunisia?
I'm surprised you
Yeah,
asked
a
the
little
question,
bit. You know
bro.
them man that just, you know, touch up the pockets and that. Not literally, but, you know.
Brother, I'm not young, I don't understand what you have to spell it out for me.
An item is, say, 2 dirham, whatever it is, and they try to charge you 20.
Oh, yeah.
That man haggle though, so it's less.
Is it extorted because
taxation.
they won't do it to you if you was one of the local stuff?
No, they would.
No, they would.
No, not the same
but
level.
their price wouldn't be as high. You get me?
I almost got into a fight in Morocco because of that.
D?
I haven't been back to Africa since. I haven't been allowed. No, we weren't. We've got issues, so.
Uganda, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Makes
couldn't.
sense.
Okay. Are there certain countries like where's it we're going again? Cuba. They actually have separate money for tourists and for locals. If you're a local, you spend more money. When you're a tourist, you have a
Tourist, yeah?
Well, that's what you are, isn't it?
Tourist.
Yes.
You said Taurus.
You listen back.
Did
I didn't put the T there, but I didn't say tourist. Sorry, go on.
In Nigeria, did they do US dollars as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't really... You're still supposed to use Naira, but people just take dollars and...
Depends where you're going, innit?
In tourist places, in Uganda, they take US dollars only.
Oh, only?
Yeah.
Well, but are they supposed to, though?
Yeah.
Because
they can.
in Nigeria, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to take Naira, but because they want to have dollars...
It's
they
not
say
supposed to.
dollars,
If they want to charge you
The rate is in dollars.
dollars, they can do what you want.
No, but no, because it's not the currency in the country, is
It
it?
doesn't matter. If I want to give somebody's... you can't... It doesn't matter.
By rights, we should be able to pay for things in dollars over here.
Yeah, because it's the base dollar? It's the base currency for most countries. You know, I think Nigeria trade in dollars.
It's what oil's traded, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more worthwhile for them to have dollars than the local currency. But yeah, like I said, so different countries do different things. Anyways, I just want that known. That thing annoyed me, and yeah, that's that.
Bonfire on him.
I think we're running out of time.
He's wrong. Black people can't be racist.
Oh, you really want this conversation, don't you?
Yeah, I'm not involved in the conversation. So if you don't want to talk about it,
I saw that exchange go down.
He knows the answer to that
What did
question.
you think, Kim?
Why are you involved in the conversation?
No, I've heard you have this conversation before, Stav.
Exactly. We've had it on the podcast.
And I always wonder, what do you actually think racism is?
His version is the dictionary one.
Textbook one.
Innit? So go ahead, bruv.
Yeah, because I don't make up my own definition to win an argument.
Yeah, because...
Yeah, no, I just want to know, because I'm never really clear what you think.
The definition is...
if you say prejudice plus power equals whatever, I'll cut off a dread for each sentence.
It's the discrimination against a group of people based on their colour.
But when Simple Simon's talking about it, you're talking about you know.
Dr. Isis Wells or whatever.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that at all.
Talk about the mic.
My things, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, as far as we are on the planet's concerned,
You mean systematic racism? Is that the racism?
That's not what you're saying.
I'm not even saying systematic
Oh,
racism.
okay.
I'm saying, as black people, every other race hates us because we're black.
I think his one is even worse than the actual argument. You know, that's how bad that his argument is.
Everyone else hates us because we're black. And when I say that they hate us because we're black, is if you look at the history of all of our dealings with other races, black people haven't done anything to any of them, as far as I can see. So they actually genuinely hate us because of the color of our skin. If we
And so what?
If we hate a white person, you find it difficult to determine whether we hate the white person because of the color of their skin or because of the legacy of our people's interaction.
Let's go on to the next thing, please, man.
So that's what I'm saying.
Why?
Why did you say why?
Because that's,
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of co-signing you, man.
I think you two have your discussion then, and maybe Kim and D and Wavey can join in. The two sensible blacks will just sit here and look at each other in the face.
make gifts.
I'm not saying that black people can't be racist, but it would take.
That's exactly what you just said.
No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is,
White people can receive racism, and black people can give it. Everybody can give it. Everybody can receive it. Blanket. Full stop. Finished. End of story.
Anyone can get it.
Yeah. Anyone can get.
So you're saying yes?
No, but I'm not completely dismissing what you're saying. It's
Well, you have to because
I'm saying
they're polar opposites.
the day you can prove that a black person's racist is some other race of people
I'm telling
that landed
you-
on the planet.
No.
And we don't like them just because they're that race of people. Otherwise, Indians don't like us, Chinese don't like us, white people don't like us. Name a set of people on the planet that actually like us.
Can Asians be racist?
Asians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's where racism started, but we won't go into that.
Drops mic.
It's funny, you know when
He might be right though.
well, this is it. It's so funny
The Arab
based
slave
on
trade preceded
it's funny
Arabs and
based
Asian.
on the lack of knowledge.
the Asian.
Yeah, true.
Read a book called Nature Knows No Color Lines, and then you'll find out a few things in there and where they believe discrimination and racism came from. Nature Knows No Color Lines.
I'll check that out still.
Very good
I'm
book.
gonna get that book too.
I'll borrow it to you.
Stav, you gonna get that book?
No. You'll lend it to him. Not if it's trying to prove at any point that he's
Just
talking
read
about
the
there.
book, man.
I'm
Jeez.
an ignorant Negro. I'm in the house now reading.
You'd probably be in the house reading.
Crazy.
If I'm too dark to be in the house.
He wouldn't be allowed to. He'd be one of the ones that if they find out he was reading, they'll catch him. That was reading outside, master.
Who's glassing on him though?
Simple with it. Simple. The house one, isn't it?
That's what happens when you don't join the ACS.
You called you the house Negro, bro.
He's a shade though, isn't it?
I didn't even catch that, you know. I didn't even catch that. Sorry, I just.
That was outside reading.
Allow me to demonstrate the skill of shouting.
I just want.
A special technique of shadow.
Is the old school coming back?
What's my dream?
go
Dream
first.
to be an MC. Pirate radio days is supreme. 961 on
Oxide and Neutrino. Dilemma 2.0.
I haven't even heard
Come
this.
take a block, take
Oh,
a bricks
wow.
and leave. Used to flow a little black MC ski. Coming on back home and I'm rowdy. So we never punched up DTI. Them man there, they gave us a fly. Buster MC was ahead of his time. Patrick was cool, yeah, despite the
you say ready for this?
crew and I swear on my life. 6 to 8.
This video
No one could touch
is fantastic.
You say ready for this though.
I don't feel like this is gonna touch the youth.
It won't. But it's for us, man. It's for us.
Way beyond.
It's for us.
Monday youth.
Are we gonna quickly chat about music because a lot of it came out this week?
Yes. All right. Before we get into
Very
all the
quickly.
stuff that's just been released, yeah, we're gonna have to do it quickly. Oh, in fact, no effort, man. That is what I feel is this is Oxide and Neutrino, Dilemma 2.0. Obviously, Soul Solid had the Dilemma back in the day.
Yeah.
I think that if you watch the video, I'll put the clip up on our social media. They just took it old school with the Averex, the Versace, the Mosh, the old school shoes.
okay.
They put
I
the
still want
pirate
Averex,
stations up on the thingy. They got the old school phones.
They got roll-ups.
Everything when they're calling up, you know that used to happen when you used to call up the radio, the static that come up. They had all the old school stuff. They just put it in this. It's like they're just taking our youth and bringing it back. You had the Averex song with what's his name? Fecky and Chip, and he was on, and Oxide was on it. Neutrino was on that one as well. And they were covering the same ground. You have the Streets has come back with a new song with Chip again. Chip seems to be in the mix.
That's a big record.
It's like. Do you think there's a resurgence of? And if you look at all these videos, a lot of them is saying if people our age that's writing, you youngsters don't know about this, and the youngsters like. We don't need to know about this. This is whack. it doesn't matter whether we know about it or not. It's no good. It's whack. Do you think there's a resurgence of the old school coming back? Because it's making me feel good. It's making me feel good.
I hope it is because you know me already. I'll say that the garage era is the best era that ever lived. Ever. To this day.
That line's going to be around for a while.
I don't know about you guys because you're maybe a bit younger.
No. Garage.
But Garage was my era, man. Jungle's probably a bit more Mr. Wolf. But Jungle, Garage for me was the era. That was when I felt myself being free. I enjoyed myself. Me and Simple used to run.
Soulful Garage?
Yeah, Soulful Garage is cool.
Some of that.
My thing was
them so solid there, man.
My era
was doing their thing.
My era is it's a London thing.
That's Speed Garage.
Thing.
Two-step garage as well. Look, there were so many different versions of garage, and I enjoyed myself. And if it does come back, I'll be happy with that.
I don't think it will chart.
No, I don't think it'll
But
chart.
I think it will come back underground, and whoever
maybe.
knows.
Maybe.
And they'll make good money from it, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Because
Oxide and Neutrino are bad boys. No doubt about it. I love them.
Neutrinos.
Out of all of the Soul Solid lot, for me, it was them two.
Nah, Swizz is the best in Soul Solid still.
It's not.
And Asher D, you know?
Asher D, bad man.
Asher D. Asher D had the bars, man.
Yeah. Like Insta drunk till I'm making.
You see, she knows. Fuck him.
No, he's hard. But
see me in the video. Oh no. That one's a Beckford. Look at him. That's what he's. It was actual bars. Did you see me in the video? No, we did not see you, bro. That's why you're telling us. Did you see me? Because no, we didn't see you, bro. Hey.
Get out.
My boy.
Get out. Big tune.
Sorry. I just had to do
Big
that.
fish, little fish, cardboard box.
I don't know how back in the day, people used to rave in suits and smoke in clubs.
Yeah.
Remember that?
No, we used to rave in suits. We used to rave in full suits as well.
With your jackets done up.
With tie.
Like, it was a mad
We were
thing.
champers in our hands.
That's
like
how
we was.
My era is Bel Air nightclub for those in the listener world. Bel Air nightclub, and then after Bel Air came Roseberry's.
That's good for you.
In your day.
And then after Roseberry's came your Hanover Grands and Samantha's.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And Equinox and them ones.
We enjoyed ourselves.
It started from Hanover Grand. So the other places you mentioned, some J Hart. My name.
J
Hartley.
Listen, some of my listeners, my brethren, they know what
I know what you're talking about as well.
You get me? Big up that actor, man. He knows what I'm talking
my dad
about.
dropped my sister there, boy, one time. Bel Air.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
When she went raving, my dad dropped her to the rave,
Bel Air,
boy.
yeah? I have no idea where it was, you know.
And then I think he went
but
to
I
pick her up
every week.
almost immediately after, like about an hour later or something like that.
You have 1 hour to dance.
1 hour to dance. Just outside waiting for her, boy. I'll have to love my dad because he picked us up from no places. Okay, all right. So, are we getting into the verse? Are you playing the verse? Because it's 2 minutes.
Should I play the whole verse?
No.
SoundCloud will clip it.
Okay, just listen to a little bit.
Of a man, I believes the phrase. I'm 50% of Duce and it's debt free, yeah. 100% of Ace of Spade, worth half a beat. Rock Nation, half of that's my piece. 100% of title to bust it up with my G's. Most my niggas won't ever work together. You run a checker, but they never give you leverage. No red hat, don't Michael and Prince me and yay. They separate you when you got Michael and Prince's DNA. I ain't one of these house niggas you bought. My house like a resort. My house bigger than yours, my spouse. Come on, man.
That's right.
My spouse.
All right. So, all right.
Come on.
All right, okay. To this day.
Don't let Wahala talk about it because
Yeah,
we know what he's going to say, man.
I told you he's the best that ever did it.
Okay, calm down.
To this day.
Even your trouser leg is rolling up.
Calm down. All right.
Exposing your ankles.
So there were
Grayscale ankles, man.
To this day.
there were
I ain't creamed that leg.
Hold on. All right, let's do this. All right, so there were a bunch of albums released this previous week. We got Ghostface.
2 albums.
We got
They only released 1 album this week.
The Alchemist.
I got 2.
No, the other album was old.
Okay.
3 weeks ago. I know which one you're talking about.
All right.
We got The Alchemist. who's a wicked producer. L Sweatshirt. Tekashi 6ix9ine actually released something. Dummy
That was
Boy.
last week.
Well, it's
care
there.
not.
I said this
By
previous
mistake.
week. You got Black Thought, which is
That was
probably
last week as
which
well.
is the best of the lot. Well, either way. And then Meek Mill is the one that a lot of people talking about.
Which the album's not even that good. To be honest.
Championship.
Nah, the album's decent, man.
All right, that song was called "What's Free." Yeah, sorry. Well, let's not get into Wavey's views on music because
It's the age gap. Man.
maybe.
It's the age gap. It's the age gap.
All right, so there's a song on Championship by Meek Mill with featuring Rick Ross and Jay-Z.
Mind the gap, please.
And
Are you okay?
are you saying?
About to give her age.
Okay, all right. And Jay-Z's verse, the third verse, which is a couple of minutes long, many bars. People are saying that's the best verse of the year. It's December. It's
the fourth
December
verse,
now.
to be fair.
Sorry.
It's the fourth, I think.
How is it the fourth when there's only three rappers, three
No,
verses?
because Meek goes twice, don't he?
Nah, he doesn't. He does like
He does
the
a
intro
chorus.
type thing. Then Rick Ross. Then he does his own verse.
It's a chorus.
Then he does the chorus.
The bit at the beginning is a chorus.
Oh, okay. Don't mind me then.
I don't. So, what do you think about that Jay-Z verse? And I'll tell you the tweet that was applicable to one of the lyrics that he just said about what's his name, Kanye West, because he mentions Ye in the song, talks about the red hat, and he says when Prince and Michael Jackson are of that cloth, they get separated from the rest. And I think
I already knew what that meant straight away when he said
which is
it.
what
He's trying to say that don't put me and my brother against each other. So for me, I read it as this. Yeah, when I heard it, I said it as this. He's trying to say that he's Prince and the other one's Michael Jackson. And
I think
when
you probably call himself Michael Jackson.
No, he would call himself Prince.
Anyway, go on.
All right, he would. He would, because Prince is the one that was the one that was the free one, and Michael Jackson was the one that was the label guy, innit? Right, but anyway,
okay, slave. Okay.
But anyway, exactly. But
Sign.
In the end, I was thinking he was saying that we're both the best, like the top of our trade. Why are you always trying to put us against the two black boys? Why are you trying to put us against each other?
Don't compare us to you.
Yeah, I'm not.
You cretins.
Yeah, I haven't got a beef. I haven't got a beef with my brother. You know, we know that we're the best of our trade. We don't need to always be put against each
But
other.
then
Same thing with the women when I say that you're in a workplace and you don't need to pit yourself against each other. You know what I'm saying? We're cool. Don't make it sound like we're not cool.
All right, let me actually find out what he actually said. Continue, but I'll find.
But so that's what he's trying to say basically. That we're like Michael Jackson and Prince. We're not pitting against each other. Don't put us against each other type thing. That's what I thought when I read it.
So Jay-Z, the last time he tweeted was June 2017.
Drunk tweeting, boy.
And that's when he was going mad about greatest rappers.
When he won
some award, yeah. So now he tweeted a couple of days ago. He said the line clearly meant, "Don't pit me against my brothers. No matter what our differences are, red hats. Now go pick up Meek album. Drake and Meek on there together."
Yeah, exactly.
So he did his little promo at the end as well.
But
when he's going into his pocket,
that verse. You know what? Let me not talk, because if I talk about it,
wavy talk.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm with Wahala, but at the same time, yeah, Jay-Z is the master of. He can, like the big sibling that will put their arm over you, punch you, but then when you start to cry, they'll massage you in the same place and say, "Don't tell mum, don't tell mum."
Yeah.
I think he did exactly the same thing in that verse. I think he
Abused the
did
verse.
jab Kanye,
Yeah, he did.
but at the same
Yes.
time, he was saying that, yeah,
he's the house nigga.
yeah.
Sorry,
You see what I'm saying?
that's the
Because
term
that
he used,
line about my spouse, bruv, he's talking about Kim. There's no.
No,
two ways
I
about
don't think
it.
he's talking about Kim.
Who's he talking about?
I think when he's talking about the house N word, yeah, he's
Yeah.
talking about Kanye,
Yeah.
yeah. But then when he starts talking about my house bigger than yours, my thing big, he's talking about Trump.
No, but he can't. His money can't compare with Trump's.
Yes, it can.
Nah, come on.
Now it can.
Come on, bro.
Do you know that Trump at one point was actually the reason why Trump started doing the election thing was because he needed to try and find a way of. One, he was ashamed because of how Barack was dealing with him, and two, he's got money problems that people were talking about from way before.
But ain't
He
Trump
had a lot of
worth
money
few
problems.
Billy.
No,
No, it's not actually.
he's not.
How much is he worth?
I don't even know if he's worth $1 billion.
Apparently, his money management is so bad that if he had just kept the $1 million that his dad had given to him to start with and put it in the right places, he would have been virtually where he is now after doing all of his business dealings.
Yeah, I don't think he's as rich as people believe him to be.
Okay.
I don't think he's a billionaire.
Okay.
So when he's saying my money's bigger than yours, I think he's talking about Trump and the wife that he's talking about. Obviously, his wife is Mayor Luda, isn't it?
According to Google.
his wife
according
is
to
mail order.
I said it.
Order in the court.
According to Google, he's worth $3.1 billion US.
I mean,
If he sold all of everything he had,
that's asset.
I think he's probably worth more than Jay-Z.
We'll say.
Yeah, I'd definitely.
But
Say
doesn't mean his
that's my
house.
view.
Don't mean his house is bigger than Jay's.
I mean, he's got a White House, bro.
That's
That's
big
not his
house.
house.
Well,
That's rental.
collectively, he owns a lot of
He
property.
owns a lot of property.
Doesn't
So-
mean his house is bigger than hers.
Owns
All right. Either way. Let's just
Anyway, best
branch
verse
off
of the
that.
year. Best verse of the year.
So that best verse.
Can I just say
Best verse of the year.
that Eminem released 11 minutes of rubbish?
Did Eminem release something?
Do you not hear that freestyle that
That
he released?
freestyle was mad.
No.
Still.
What was it?
He released 11 minutes of rubbish. After Jay-Z released such masterpiece, this fool decided to come and release 11 minutes of rubbish.
You got beef with Eminem this year.
Because Eminem just he's going too much now. This how deep it is. His daughter released a freestyle that was better than his.
It's not his daughter.
That wasn't his
It's not
daughter.
Whatever that white girl is, they were the same. So he released his daughter. And it was better than. That was better
Oh,
than
you lot don't have much white listeners, do you?
I want to see
Damn, 47.
these
bigger than yours,
eyes
my
pop
spouse.
out of her
Come on,
head.
I'm out here for the bands. You know, I don't hate white people really. I'm just out
The
here
views
for the
of Wahala are strictly of Wahala and not of the rest of the Eloquently
Say her
saying.
name
And the
Haley.
Everyday Pod.
They say the mama name of Haley. I'm gonna name her Haley. That's what I'm saying. Either way, she was better than him anyway.
What's the best album out of the list that I did there? 6ix9ine, clearly, innit?
I haven't heard 6ix9ine.
Dummy Boy is the best
I haven't
one.
heard it. But for me,
Is that your best?
No. Black Thought probably the
He's
best.
joking.
Black
He's
Thought was probably
obviously
the one.
joking.
But I
don't know.
liked
Jeez.
Ghostface's album. That was really good.
Ghostface's album's decent.
I liked L's album, but they need to mix it.
El's last album was much better.
They
El's
didn't
album
mix it properly.
was alright.
I couldn't hear anything properly because they didn't mix it properly.
Dipset album wasn't mixed properly.
This man was proper vexed about the Dipset
Oh
album.
man, because it's a good album, but it's just not crisp. Like Guru mixed Meek's album. You heard when you have proper people in the studio. 40 when he does Drake stuff, you hear the quality. So Dipset, you need the quality. The layman probably won't notice, but they'll just be sucked about it that it doesn't resonate with them. It doesn't really hit me, even though it's decent.
Bang more than others.
We didn't talk about Dipset even when it got released.
That's why I brought it up now. But Dipset was probably.
Wavey thinks Dipset is the best rap group of all time.
They are.
Have you heard of Eclipse? Have you heard of Eclipse?
Oh come on, man, that was Pusha T.
No, it
Pusha
wasn't.
T and his brother.
Yeah.
Backup singer.
Yeah.
No.
Come on, man. They didn't. How many moments have the clips given
I'm
you?
not you,
How
rapper.
many moments have the clips given you compared to Dipset, bro?
Dipset is a
The
movement.
clips
I prefer
changed
Dipset.
the
I prefer
culture.
Dipset to.
If you're asking me who I prefer out of the two, I also prefer Dipset over Clips. But
Don't get
if
me
you're
wrong.
telling me,
Pusha could out-rap any of them.
no, but you're telling me this is the thing that I had with him, yeah, because me and Wavey went back and forth over Twitter, and as far as I'm concerned, he either wasn't reading what I was writing or he was just being unnecessarily man.
Give it to him. Give it to him in his face.
Nah, because we got Mobb Deep better than Dipset.
Yes.
There is not even an
yes,
argument
yes,
there.
yes.
Quite a few,
Right?
man.
Yes.
No.
Right, so I said, who else did I say?
Tribe.
Mobb Deep,
Tribe.
Tribe Called Quest. Again, he said he's not his era.
Wu-Tang.
That's the one I was going to leave that to last because even wherever you go, if you get to Wu-Tang, if you want to talk about impact, you want to talk about music, because for me, Dipset is all about impact as well as music. They changed the scene completely. Dipset was a movement. Everybody was movement when Dipset was in there. But Wu-Tang, there's a skit on one of the albums where Jesus talking about where he went to somewhere like I think it was Australia, and he saw there was a man that had the Wu-Tang sign tattooed on his face. You're not getting that with Dipset, bro.
Facts. No, see the thing is,
Yeah, but Alex wasn't outside.
Don't have to
this
be
is it.
outside. You could be inside.
Wu-Tang, their music never resonated. All that Shaolin business, I'm
Bruv.
like, nah, G.
Shaolin.
Hold on.
But you know, if you weren't there, like you can't really relate.
You can.
If you can't, that's understandable. If you weren't there during the time, you were too young to appreciate it, to understand it, to resonate with you, to listen to it, you get it. But then when somebody's telling you and giving you stats and figures, and everyone else is reinforcing that,
Pound for pound, they are.
then maybe you should just humble yourself and say,
Do
your research.
To me, I like Dipset, and I feel that they resonated with me the most.
And they're
to
the
me,
best
personally,
rap group
to
of all
me,
time, and to me.
because
I'm using your words, to me.
To be honest with you, we shouldn't really add Wu-Tang into this. They're kind of the Michael Jackson and Prince of
God level,
rap
yeah.
group.
No, because I still think I don't think they're the best rap group ever. The best rap group ever. The best group ever. Don't matter what you're talking about in any form. And I always say this.
the South got something to say.
And that's what I gotta say. Outkast is the best group of all time.
The South got something to
without a
say.
shadow of a doubt. Like there is no one.
People
to
will
me-
say the Beatles are better than
No.
Outkast.
Do
Do you know the Beatles songs?
No.
Have you ever heard the Beatles
No. No.
Just stop it. Just stop him.
No.
Stop him.
No.
Stop him.
No.
And continue, my friend.
No. There is no one better than Outkast.
To this day.
No one is better than Outkast.
Wavey,
no one.
Wavey, can you admit that Outkast is better than Dipset?
Andre 3K, you mean?
No.
Don't remove Big Boy, bro.
That brings us to the end of this episode.
Backup dancers, man.
No.
The man in your vid, back up.
Damn,
Backup dancers.
I'm not you,
I'm
rapper.
not you, rapper.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not you.
So the hip hop fans, these people are actually digging this stuff out of their fingernails. That's why we're talking about rap. Come on, I know you ladies like rap too.
No, I know.
No, I like rap, but I don't really care. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that response. You know, I won't even
What's happening though, D? I know you're back. I know you're.
D, man, you said that you're older
I
than
think
these
D
ones.
is cold.
Pardon?
D,
I'm
you
cold.
said you're older than these two. So when
Yeah, I am.
So which one? Wu-Tang? You backing up your boy? Your Ugandan brother?
Hey, my Ugandan brother, he didn't say Wu-Tang.
So I'm saying, are you not saying that Wu-Tang, Mob Deep? I know you like a bit of Mob Deep.
I like
know
Mob
you
Deep.
shanked somebody to Mob Deep, I'm sure.
You know what? I don't like the way you look portray me. But anyway, no, I like Mob Deep. I wouldn't say they're the best though.
I wouldn't say they're the best.
I wouldn't even say Outkast is the best. They're dope though. Calm down.
No, but there's a lot of people that
down.
won't say Outkast is the best.
Yeah, but they're dope though. I'll give you that. And the fact that they can give you that versatility, it's amazing.
Public Enemy?
I'm not that old. That wasn't my time.
I want to hear what you're thinking. Though.
Yeah,
Kid and play, man. Kid and play, innit? No,
Yeah.
NWA also a
Play.
bit better
Them
than Dipset, by the way.
Did you not like Onyx?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did they not count?
No, they're not in this conversation.
Oh, Gravediggers?
No, they're not in this conversation.
Grave Digger's not even as good as Wu-Tang.
I just want
Keep going.
I'm trying to see how
I'd
old
have
you
to
lot are.
go back though. You want me to make a statement, and I'm
No, but who was your
even-
favorite
Who's
when
your
you was
favourite,
out-
man?
when you was outside, as they put it?
Roadside G's. Come on.
outside? I was never outside.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that right?
You know what? Man forgot the locks.
I heard your last podcast.
The locks.
The Locks, that's my second choice.
Actually,
Dipset and the Locks.
I
That's
listen
it.
to the Locks,
D
yeah.
Black, baby.
I might prefer.
Be careful now.
I might prefer Dipset to the Locks. But I know
Yeah,
the
same,
Locks are better
but
than
just.
I know the Locks are better than Dipset though.
Individually
But if-
and lyrically.
Yeah,
No,
lyrically.
No,
yeah.
but the thing about it, somebody said it one time.
But put some respect on Cameron's
In
lyricism.
fact, Big P said it. Big P for
Don't touch
from
nothing.
rapper
Sit
said
in
it.
the car.
He said lyricism. People sleep on his lyricism.
Who's that?
Cameron.
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 Hold on, wait. Stop there because you're talking in the presence of men that are fully involved with Cam. Yeah.
Okay.
So
No,
me
but-
and Stav will fully tell you that we are involved with Cam from the beginning. Right.
Cool.
From the
Then I'm
beginning
with
to
you.
now.
We can
yeah.
agree on
From
something then.
horse and carriage to now. Yeah. So I'm not going to tell you that Cam is not the baddest.
Listen.
baddest MC. But
I can remember being in New York, walking down Lennox and 125th in Harlem, and that was down to Cameron. He made me want to go down there. What is it about Lennox and 125th? So I went there. I just went there. I need to see it for my own self.
yeah. So we are down with Cam.
So don't worry,
But
I know about Cam.
At this present moment in time, if we're going to talk about Dipset, and I can't believe I'm saying this, we're talking about Jimmy Jones right now, bro.
Yeah, nah.
I will say that Jim Jones was let's say a 6.5.
Couple status.
It was a 6.5 from when he came out. Now back in the day when he came out, rap was on 8s and 9s. Like 6.5 was nothing. So he was below everybody. Cam was an 8. Yeah, Cam was an 8, and then Juelz was an 8 as well. Them mans were up there.
JRL.
Jim Jones has stayed his 6.5. Rap quality has decreased to the point where 6.5 is now decent, and his crew members have fallen in stature. So even though he's remained, because he's no better now than
No, but
he was.
his rapping is not the,
Nah, he
the
is better.
situation.
He is
It's not the
better.
rapping that
He's a
makes
James Milner.
What's it?
Jimmy Jones knows how to make a song.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew that from before. Listen to his albums.
Yeah, but before, these guys no longer know how to make songs.
Well, I just said that everyone else has got worse.
No, but their rapping is still decent, but they don't know how to make songs.
Cameron now is not Cameron of 10, 15 years ago.
I was wishing for knowledge, but then came wishing for college.
Exactly.
That mission.
Yeah, but he was still having
street life.
He was still saying without buzzing you with my cousin. He was still saying rubbish when he was ready.
He said,
you know, your cousin was
that line that Simple Simon just said is it's a wonderful example. And you know what?
Sports drugs, entertainment.
It's one of those things. It's one of them lines that you hear and you don't really let it sit with you. But I was wishing for knowledge, but didn't have tuition for college, so that mission abolished. Straight street life. Are you mad? Are you mad? Are you mad?
SDE is an album that was slept on.
That was telling you like this is what that it tells you of Nas would have put it in some long thing and he wouldn't have put it. He wouldn't have distilled it like Cam did just there. Where this is what we want. We could have had it if we were in the right situations. We could have been anything, but we didn't have it. So we went to the streets. We went to the street and he put it in 2.5 bars.
I love that. I love that bar so much.
Cam is a very good lyricist,
mad.
but he's for me, Jim Jones just knows how to make a song, man.
Yeah,
Those
he's
last couple of albums that Jim Jones releases has been really, really
He's the
good.
ad lib master.
His albums were always decent. I always liked his albums.
Yeah.
So and because he always produced, sorry, not produced. He did. He always directed.
Yeah.
He's been doing it from the day. So he's always known his art direction. He knows how to dress, all that stuff. Anyway, he knows his thing. We've gone on.
He looks like he needs a bath though.
Oh, all the time. Yeah, all the time.
All right, okay.
Anyway, let me not talk about somebody's fam. But good time.
Wow.
Have you seen Mama Jones?
No, I don't watch all these programs. I don't know who all these people are.
That explains everything, innit?
Boy.
Was she good or bad?
Boy. They don't talk about other people's family in it. This
Okay, all right.
couple
Cool.
status.
All right, let's do our church notes and our goodbyes, our social medias. Let's start off with Simple Simon.
You're at Simple Simon FB on Twitter. I don't have Instagrams. I got nothing to shout this weekend. This has been 3 weeks in a row. I ain't got nothing to shout. So I'm just going to say bye. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. And don't do anything that I wouldn't do. It's not much.
Big Wahala.
At Big Wahala on Insta. At Big Wahala on Twitter.
Mr. Wolf.
I got something, but I can't find it. But on Instagram, aka Mr. Wolf. On Twitter, aka _Mr. Wolf. I'll find it, hopefully.
I am at Stavros Bus. You can catch me at Stavros Bus everywhere. I'll come back to you and give you my Stavros says when I find it as well. So, Kim,
Yes.
talk to us. Talk to the people. Give us your socials,
I'm
your church
Kim
notes.
from the Not Everyday Podcast. Follow me on Twitter at Who the Hell is Kim. Follow our podcast at Not Everyday Pod. We're out usually every Wednesday on all your podcast platforms.
Hey, get me.
But what we're going to stop saying is usually, innit? It's going to be consistent from now
Well,
on, innit?
you know,
Some they do, but you do come out.
None of these breaks that they're having. Who said half term? Who said they had half term the other day or whatever it was?
Yeah, sometimes you need a break,
Half
innit?
term, you know. That's funny.
To this day.
D, talk to us. On the mic, please.
Immediately she moved away from the mic.
I preempted it. I see it coming.
Okay, I'm Diana. Thank you for having us. You can get all of us at the Not Everyday Podcast on Twitter.
You want to promote your own socials?
Nope.
Or no? Okay.
They're going to find you. It's okay.
And Wavey.
You can hit me up on my personal at IamKXIXNXG. That's I am King with the X's. I'm extra like that, innit? Hit us up at the Not Everyday Pod on Twitter. We don't really use Instagram, but it's there. Hashtag NED Pod. Shout out all the rest of the gang. Silent George, H, Bondi, Juliana. Yeah, man. Thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure. This is my favourite podcast I listen to.
It's true. It's true.
That's above the Joe Budden podcast and all that. You
Hey.
You man are my favourite.
Gunshot. Put in there. Whoever the gunshot. What was I wearing there? Put it in there. Because that's what Joe would have done.
Big Wahala's got too much energy.
Hey, for real.
Today, if you caught me last week, you would not have seen me like this, boy.
Yeah, for real. That's a big compliment, man.
It's an honour to be here. I've learned a lot just from listening to you lot. So much appreciation to you, brothers.
Yeah. You know what? My heart does bleed, but still. It would have been better if you was manly, though. If you wore normal trousers and whatnot, then I would know you.
No, a man's trousers,
Fam,
bruh.
step into the room with me and see how manly I am.
Oh, no, the big man. All right. We're setting a date to this day. 400 years I've been going through this wave to this day.
I like that.
If you're going to shout,
like that
you don't have to shout into the mic.
I know.
Mr. Wolf, do you have anything?
No, I can't find it.
Wow. Okay.
It's about some black African Caribbean shopping exhibition thing in Brixton. I can't find it. But
he'll post it on his social media.
Yes.
Yeah. So check out Mr. Wolf for whatever it's, you know. Yeah. Find it. All right. So I am going to shout out Alpha Red, and that's at Mr. Red Shots on Twitter. And he reached out to us, and he has a studio in Hammersmith. And I know everybody records in our favorite studio, what's it called again? Jukebox, yeah.
Big up Jukebox, guys.
Yeah, big up the Jukebox, and congratulations on opening the second one.
Yay.
I think they're in the process of opening the second one now, innit? Yeah,
so big up H and Savage Dan.
Savage Dan.
Yeah, so big themselves up. And sorry?
And Rowan.
Rowan, yeah.
Yes, that's true. I've never met him. That's why.
I met him when I came to yours.
I haven't seen him in the face.
Yeah. All right. So
I didn't even know there's a third man there. That is Biggs, boy.
He's a dark one, isn't it?
He's actually Biggs.
Nah, H is a dark one. Rowan's black.
Maybe I haven't met him.
That's
I don't
Biggs.
like talking colorism because we're all black.
Yeah, but
he's not as dark as H.
He's Biggs. I'm going to call him Biggs.
Okay.
I'm going to call Savage Dan J. No, Savage Dad is Dame. H is J, and that one is Biggs because I didn't even know he existed.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. There's another podcast now in Hammersmith, and I think they're looking to branch out. They do video as well whilst you're there, so you can go there and record video and audio. The Nerd Council records their Cold Drinks podcast and FYVP podcast, and they are at Burnout LDN. So if you want to find them, they're at Burnout LDN. And they are doing a special thing. I think I'm not going to speak on their behalf 100%, but I told him I'll shout him out. I didn't say I'll do it on the podcast, but they're doing a freebie basically where you can go there and get a free session. So all you budding podcasters, I know there's people out there that holler at me and holler at some of us. So they want to do a podcast. What can they do to get started? And I'll give the advice I can give. If you are ready to pull that trigger, but you don't have the equipment, and the idea of a free session in Hammersmith is good for you, check that out. Go to the social media. Once again, that's Burnout
LDN.
Holler at them mans there and tell them that the Eloquently Say Nothing podcast sent you and they want their free session.
Yeah. As long as you got something to say, please. But all you people that's making podcasts because you think you got something to say, just stop doing it.
Whoa.
Well, you just said if you think you got something to say, but then if you think you got something to say, then don't
as
stop.
long as you've got something.
Because it sounds got something to say.
Yeah, but that's what you'd have to think you have something to say if you have something to say.
Is the podcast game saturated? I know it's a question, but
yeah,
yes,
it is. Blatantly.
Go to Apple Podcasts and put in something, and
it's just mad now.
It's mad.
Everybody thinks they've got something to say, and what they're saying is interesting. That's not always the case.
But everybody has an opinion.
Yeah.
And they're like us, isn't it? We've all got one.
Yeah.
People just want to put it out there.
I disagree.
I don't want to put my ass out there. Just
some people do.
Establish that point.
I think talk your talk, man. If there's people that will find you, if there's an audience for you, they'll find you.
It's true.
I know there's podcasts nowhere near as good as us, and they got more listeners because they promote themselves better as well. So even if you might not have as much to say as we do, but you might be better at promoting yourself, and then
or you already had a social media presence before you started.
That's what I seem to see people are doing now.
Yeah.
That's
I've got a social media, so I'm going to make a podcast.
Yeah.
We should all hook up with Fraud Bay and get him to buy us some likes.
Fraud Bay.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, man, and I am ashamed and not ashamed at the same time. I've kind of put money in this man's pocket because I play that song. But I play it. Like I'll go into my thing, search for it, and I'll play it.
Really?
Yes, I like the song.
I haven't heard all of it.
I like the song.
Big batty female. I don't want you. I want your details.
Innit? I don't want your bum. I just want your bank details.
Do you know?
That's
Send me your email.
There was a song last week that I wanted to play, but I said I can't promote it because I wanted to play a bunch of those songs last week. The Oxide Neutrino, the Streets one I was gonna play last week. I didn't get around to it. But there's a dude called Dig That. With Air Force, and I was gonna play it last, and then I thought I can't.
There's a remix of that,
because
but the remix is dope though.
Yeah, it's got Crepton Conan is on the remix. Plus, who's the one that wears a mask? What's his name?
Apparently,
K-Trap
killed that song, didn't he? Apparently,
both Crepton Conan.
Yeah, it's dope. The remix is dope.
I haven't heard the original.
I played that,
but it's what did they call it? What's a drill? Yeah, and it's this young dude. Yeah, young dude. You can see he looks young.
Shag.
Yeah, he looks young. And the song is sweet. I'll even play a little bit.
The song is sweet.
Yeah, but when you actually hear the lyrics,
Paris with a sweet one. Trust me, I love that song so much.
It's whack, bro, these teeth ain't little. See a hottie with the biggest back. B, I'm not sure if them jeans fit you. Excuse me, miss, where you from? My name Diggs, ask what I'm on. I just got back from a stretch. They didn't miss me when I was gone.
That's a bit of a shame, isn't it?
I think I get what you're saying if you listen to it. But the thing is, the grime he's talking about on that song, he's got such a youthful face as well, and it's like I can't promote it, but I just did. It's good, and that's hitting the charts. It's in the charts. Proper drill now has hit the charts.
Well, Dave and Fredo got a number one, and my man's talking about his chick holding a mash and all them things.
Yeah, but that's not drill.
But that's not drill. This is drill.
The crowd, they're still speaking. It's number one.
Why are we not talking about Eminem? Back in the day, used to talk about killing people and driving them off cliffs and raping. But you're saying what they're talking about. Yeah,
that's what we call.
But it's just so violent with it. You Muzungu.
That's our equivalent of you guys call it Oyimbo. Yeah.
So say that one.
Muzungu.
So yeah, okay.
I'm gonna start using that one still.
Is this the one? The Mazungu episode.
No, you know why?
No, it has to be To This Day.
Yeah.
To this day, yeah.
All right,
You could put like ESN as the bed podcast To This Day.
To this day.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, guys, for coming in. It's wonderful. Listen to them every Wednesday or most Wednesdays. You said
Every Wednesday.
every Wednesday.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us still.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time coming though.
Yeah, man, I've tried. Oh, thank God I've got you on, man. Now I can pass the mic on and not whenever we're trying to get somebody on. What about not every day come this week?
Yeah, you know what? He capes for you lot, you know, because I was like, I got a guess, but what about not every day? Like, what about not every day, bro?
Nah,
you asked
every day, innit? Yeah, now I can just sit back. All right. So, thank you very much for listening to episode 101 of season 2 of the Eloquently Say Nothing podcast. We
101.
are out.
And remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life. Shout out the actor. Shout out. I should have promoted this thing. Yeah, shout you out, ladies. Yeah, thank you.
Women of the Lens.
Women of the Lens. You gonna buy the tickets? I'm gonna buy the tickets.
I ain't gonna be here.
I'm gonna buy the tickets. Well, okay then. We'll buy
tickets for you.
We'll buy a ticket and put. He said no, man. That black ain't gonna do nothing for us.
I won't lie to you. I was starstruck for like D. I've been wanting to meet D for so long.
Yeah, I've never noticed your dimples before, you know. You've got a strong dimple game.
You're very, very nervous person.
Why is it that you
shy,
talk so much, man?
Nervous, shy.
Crazy.
I've been told about my etiquette, so I've been trying on purpose not to talk over people.
You should have done that for the
podcast. Shouting, and so.
No, I'll be honest.
Why'd you say that for today?
You know the episode where you
Because it's you, that's the one.
were talking about shadism or whatever. From that episode, I was like, oh, God, keep doing that.
Nah, you know what? Yeah, that was a moment.
Yeah, bare passion. I was listening to
You learned me. I learned stuff that day. I actually went home and spoke to my wife because of the stuff that you said. I actually delved into because I'm not a shadist. I'm not a shadist.
No, but for dark-skinned black men, it's different.
Different.
Are you alright?
Are you alright, bro?